Is the Delhi station of Akashvani. Please stand by for our next broadcast. This is Akashvani. We now take you over to Kartavya Path, New Delhi, for the running commentary of the Republic Day Parade and the cultural pageant being organized on the occasion of the nation's 75th Republic Day. Our commentators are Bhuvan Apurva Jha, Munish Jolly, Vaibhav J. Srivastava, and Anup Kaur. Over to Kartavya Path.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Namaskar, good morning and a very warm welcome on the glorious occasion of the 75th Republic Day of India. Hearty greetings on this proud day to all the Indians, the Indian diaspora and all of Bharat's friends and allies. This is Akashvani broadcasting live from the center of the Kartavya Path, a historic ceremonial boulevard right next to a flower-bedecked saluting base where the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, will take the salute of a magnificent Republic Day parade and the cultural pageant. Your commentators this morning are Anup Kaur, Bhuvan Apurva Jha, Munish Jolly and I, Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastav. Anup, what a sight to behold! Truly majestic and spectacular.
Spectacular indeed, and that's the word, Vaibhav, and what a spectacle. Three prominent colors, saffron, white and green, and the chakra in blue, setting the perfect backdrop for this morning's national celebration on our 75th Republic Day. And I see quite a bit of that color combination dazzling our commentary booth here, and I also see that something seems to have put Munish in a very contemplative mood.
It's the patriotism, nothing else than that, and goosebumps too. The majestic Kartavya Path with a vibrant decor celebrating 75th Republic Day celebrations has been a witness to those men and women of valor who served our mother nation with strength, sweat and blood. In their honor, once again, amidst sprawling green lawns and canals at Kartavya Path, we all assemble to sing the glory of our great nation.
Absolutely, Munish, rightly said. And as I can see from the window panes of the commentator's booth, which is situated right left to the saluting base, the morning mist slowly rising up, the air of valor, the proud smiles and thumping boots, made in India firepower, the finest amongst us adorning the crisp uniforms, the fascinating fragrance of fearlessness, the fresh-cut flowers, the excited children and the tableaus with beautiful colors. These are the scenes which welcome us as we set foot at the India Gate lawns at the Kartavya Path, reminding us by its very name that all we see is for us to protect, preserve and make it prosper. The sum total of lives laid down, dreams, aspirations, manifestations and a continuous struggle to make a Vikasit Bharat. What India plans for, it achieves. A true example of Sankalp Se Siddhi, treading the path of development, working and winning together.
Looking out through the glass window panes, it's hard to miss the anticipation writ large across the faces of all gathered here to witness the Republic Day parade. It's absolutely unmistakable. And today it's yet another occasion when India celebrates its diversity, showcases her rich cultural heritage, and at the same time displays her might. Very soon we shall witness magnificent cavalcades treading the Kartavya Path, with the themes of this year's celebrations being Vikasit Bharat and Bharat, Lok Tantra Ki Janani. Today's parade promises to celebrate Nari Shakti and will witness maximum participation of women, setting the stage for the actualization of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's reaffirmations of Bharat being a true mother of democracy. And let's not forget that in the timeline of our great nation's history, we have entered the golden era of the Amrit Kal, and we have to take this journey forward towards making India a developed country by 2047. Once again, something that is at the heart of today's celebrations and is also the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, the vision of a Vikasit Bharat, a Sashakt Bharat, a Bharat which is not only self-reliant but whose spirit is indomitable.
You know what? The spirit is high and the fervor is building up here at the Kartavya Path. There are giant screens to enable the spectators, the audience to see the live action, the high quality speakers on each post, making sure that the information is reached out to them. And across Kartavya Path and just opposite the saluting day stands a national emblem. the lion capital of Sarnath, which is placed on a high pedestal, representing a stupa. Our national emblem signifies world peace and unity. The military band standing at the national emblem will play the national anthem on the arrival and the departure of the President of India. The band will be playing, of course, under the overall coordination of Lieutenant Colonel Bimal Joshi. Speaking about the achievements, the new Parliament building was inaugurated last year on the 28th of May by the Prime Minister. India, of course, had that moon mission of Chandrayaan-3, a follow-on mission to Chandrayaan-2, which was launched on 14 July 2023 from Sriharikota, with the lander Vikram and rover Pragyan, and the configuration landed successfully close to the south pole of moon on 23rd of August 2023. What a great achievement that was, Vaibhav.
A great achievement indeed, Bunish. We have reached outer space, and how, be it Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, or the amazing Aditya L1 mission, Bharat makes it happen like no one else but before everyone else. The national celebration, which started by taking the blessings of Prabhu Sri Ram at the Pran Pratishtha, the consecration ceremony held at Ayodhya Dham. And at this point, I'm remembered of a wonderful thing. Prabhu Sri Ram, after the great victory over Lanka, told his dear brother Lakshman, Api Swarnamai Lanka, Name Lakshman Rochate, Janani Janmabhumischa, Swargadapi, Gariyasi. Even if someone else's home is made of gold, it's our own home, our Janani, which is our heaven. And that national celebration reaching its zenith here at the Platinum 75th Republic Day celebrations, India moving ahead amongst the Comity of Nations, taking the Panch Pran or the vows to remove the colonial symbols and make India sustainably developed by 2047. Its global might at full display at the magnificently organized G20 summit and the breathtaking Bharat Mandapam. The humility and the magnanimity with which India imbibes the ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is what makes us, Anup, is what makes India the Vishwaguru.
Absolutely, Vaibhav. And as you are highlighting all those things, we have our shoulders going broader and broader. Yes, absolute pride being felt there. And this year we have the honor of having the President of France, Honorable Mr. Emmanuel Macron, as our chief guest. And on the invitee list of the national festival celebrations today, in addition to other dignitaries, we have around 13,000 very special guests. These include the best performers from various fields and those who made best use of various schemes of the government. Schemes such as the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana and the Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme amongst others. Also invited are the sarpanches of the vibrant villages, women workers of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the electronic manufacturing sectors and the Central Vista project. Also invited women space scientists of ISRO, yoga teachers and winners of various international sports events. And not to miss, people who've been referred to by the Honorable PM in his monthly Connect the Man Ki Baat. And now, a group of 100 very excited and exuberant national level winners of the Veer Gatha project, titled the Super 100. These kids are also here and are, absolutely excited to be part of these celebrations today at the Kartavya Path.
You know what, Anup, you just mentioned about Man Ki Baat. So Man Ki Baat will be hosting its 109th episode on the 28th of January, where the Honorable Prime Minister speaks his heart out. And my heart goes out once again towards the national emblem just in front of the saluting days. And how decorative it is. Sashakta Bharat. It's written with the flowers. It looks so fabulous. And also I see everywhere Ananta Sutra being mentioned. And that is, of course, a proud moment for all of us. Another proud moment, last year, India became the 5th largest economy. It is poised to become the 3rd largest economy by 2030. And also, when we talk about the proud moments, Anup, Vaibhav, the Oscar honors for Nattu Nattu, the Elephant Whisperers, of course, the rich haul of 107 medals in Asian Games and 111 medals in Para-Asian Games. It was only after the Prime Minister's call, Ab ki baar, 100 ke paar. Let's not forget about the AI technology. That has been the biggest talking point last year, as the Honorable Prime Minister said that during his speech in Varanasi, his Hindi speech was instantly translated to Tamil during a Tamil Sangamam event.
That is exactly why I've just mentioned that what India does is exemplary, and that exemplary vision, which comes from our Honorable Prime Minister, executed through his able government and flourishing through the efforts of all Indians, a more than 7 decades young country's journey has seen a remarkable upward trajectory, making a respectable place in the world order, not by force or death traps, but by kindness, human assistance and disaster relief. That is why we have seen India's rise amongst global indices, and all this has paved the way for a record number of startup unicorns, infrastructure marvels, India first trade deals, innovations, explorations, and the ever-growing scientific temperament. What started with a gamut of miraculous schemes has now taken a stupendous Gati Shakti into the golden period of India's timeline, the Amrit Kal, and all this while taking care of nature, uplifting a record number of poor and downtrodden, and most importantly, giving a new voice and empowering the woman, the Nari Shakti.
Yes, Vaibhav, talking of all things Indian and our Nari Shakti, I'd like to share with our listeners a beautiful visual that we can see from our booth. Installed behind the spectator enclosures along the Kartavya Path are nearly 1900 saris and drapes from every corner of the country. Mounted at a height, set in wooden frames, this textile installation at the Kartavya Path is titled Anant Sutra, meaning the endless thread. A stunning tribute to the sari, which is India's scintillating and timeless gift to the world of fashion. And with the QR codes displayed across it, when scanned you can get extensive details about the weave and the embroidery used.
Well, I see a lot of spectators here wearing the white cap, and that is adding to the color of Kartavya Path. The security is, of course, taking sure that everything is intact here. A lot of dignitaries walking in at Kartavya Path. We are building up. Of course, on our right is the saluting days where the Honorable President will come and get seated along with the chief guest of the Republic Day today. And the Republic Day celebrations commence with the homage ceremony at National War Memorial, where the Honorable Prime Minister leads the nation in paying homage to the martyrs.
It is in the embers of sacrifice the flame of freedom finds its light. A flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of soldiers who lay down their lives protecting it. Our gems are brave hearts with an unflinching love for the motherland and true valor in their hearts. They have been making the supreme sacrifice since times immemorial, earning our respects forever.
Yes, Vaibhav. The very mention of these brave hearts instinctively makes one's head bow in reverence and makes me reflect as to what is it that brings one to the point of giving up their everything for the glory of their motherland. It's said, when you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today.
And also in the words of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, one individual may die for an idea, but that idea will after his death incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. We take our live coverage now to the National War Memorial situated behind India Gate, to our colleague Bhuvan Apurva Jha.
Vande Matram. Namaskar, Namaskar. Good morning, and once again, on behalf of the entire Akashvani and Prasar Bharati Parivar, I am Bhuvan Apurva Jha, extending my heartiest felicitations and warmest greetings to all listening in on our 75th Republic Day. Ladies and gentlemen, in the most sacred of Republic Day traditions, Honorable Prime Minister of India Shri Narendra Modi will lead the nation in paying homage to our valiant martyrs. The National War Memorial inspires a deep sense of veneration for our martyrs. Their names are etched in gold here. The National War Memorial, or the Rashtriya Samar Smarak, has been designed as a place where we do not mourn the death, but instead celebrate the life of the soldiers and pay our respects to the sacrifices made by them. Perhaps that is why one of the founding fathers of our republic has said, "Who lives when India dies? Who dies when India lives?" Ladies and gentlemen, these are hallowed grounds that people tread with reverence and gratitude as we remember those who live eternally in another realm but are never too far from our thoughts. Their memory pervades the collective consciousness of the country and continues to inspire generations to come. Dear listeners, if I may inform you, the National War Memorial Complex appears to be in complete harmony with the existing layout and the symmetry of the majestic, awe-inspiring Kartavya Path and the central vista. The solemnity of the ambience is maintained with an emphasis on landscaping and, more importantly, the simplicity of the architecture. Apart from the main memorial, there is a dedicated area for busts of soldiers who have been conferred with the Paramveer Chakra, the nation's highest gallantry award. The design of the main memorial exemplifies that supreme sacrifice made by a soldier in the line of duty not only makes him immortal, but also depicts that the spirit of a soldier remains eternal. The National War Memorial has a distinct scheme of concentric circles, Amar Chakra, or the circle of immortality, that has an obelisk with the eternal flame. The flame symbolizing the immortality of the spirit of the fallen soldiers, with the assurance that the nation shall never forget their sacrifices. Thereafter, we have the Tyag Chakra, or the circle of sacrifice, which has concentric walls of honor, which symbolize the ancient war formation Chakra view. The walls are clad with granite tablets, where an independent granite tablet is dedicated to each soldier who has made the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. Each name, my dear listener, as I told you, is etched in aurum. Next up, we have the Veerta Chakra, or the circle of bravery, which depicts the bravery of Indian armed forces in the form of a covered gallery that exhibits 6 murals crafted in bronze, depicting valiant battle actions of the Indian armed forces. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Raksha Chakra, or the circle of protection. The outermost circle, made of rows of trees, a reassurance to the citizens of the country about their safety against any external or internal threat, with each tree representing the soldier who ensures the territorial integrity of the nation round the clock. And for those of you who are just joining us in this special Republic Day broadcast on Akashvani, I can inform you that Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, will lead the nation in paying tribute to our immortal bravehearts on behalf of a grateful nation in a solemn ceremony to be held at the National War Memorial, the Rashtriya Samar Smarak, in a short while from now, the live and exclusive radio broadcast of which continues on the national network of Akashvani and our official app, News on AIR. I'm able to inform you, dear listeners, that the carcade of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will be arriving in a few moments from now. Honorable Prime Minister will be received by Raksha Mantri, Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh, Raksha Rajya Mantri, Minister of State for Defence Shri Ajay Bhatt, Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, the Tri-Services Chiefs, Chief of the Army Staff General Manoj Pandey, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral R. Harikumar, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, Chief of the Air Staff Air Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary, PVSM, AVSM, VM, ADC, and the Defence Secretary Raksha Sachiv Shri Giridhar Armane. After that, dear listeners, the 75th Republic Day function will commence with the Honorable Prime Minister paying homage to our martyrs on behalf of a grateful nation in a solemn function at the National War Memorial, the Rashtriya Samar Smarak. The Inter-Services Guards will be formed by 7 soldiers from each service: the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. This year, dear listeners, the Guards are being commanded by an officer of the Indian Army, Major Indrajit Sachin from the 6th Battalion of the Sikh Regiment. When the Honorable Prime Minister lays the wreath, the Inter-Services Guards will present Salami Shastra, followed by Shok Shastra. Simultaneously, the buglers will sound the last post. Dear listeners, the sound of the buglers playing the last post has become one of the most distinctive sounds in the world. Eerie and evocative, it exists beyond barriers and boundaries of region, religion, race and class, charged with the memory of the generations of the fallen. Thereafter, dear listeners, 2 minutes of silence will be observed, after which the buglers will sound the rouse and the guards will present Salami Shastra again. The rouse, or the first call of the day, signifies the soldier's rebirth into eternal life. Honorable Prime Minister will then move to the digital visitors book within the National War Memorial Complex to endorse his remarks on this solemn occasion. Dear listeners, I may inform you that since independence, more than 26,000 soldiers of the Indian Armed Forces have made the supreme sacrifice to defend the sovereignty and integrity of Ma Bharati. The National War Memorial thus represents the gratitude of a nation to its armed forces. It helps strengthen the sense of belonging, high moral values, sacrifice, and more importantly, national pride in our citizens. The Rashtriya Samar Smarak stands testimony to the sacrifices made by our soldiers during various conflicts, United Nations operations, humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations since independence. Dear listeners, the National War Memorial is a sacred place. Its importance cannot be overstated, with every brick and texture of this complex being sacrosanct for every Indian, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Kathiawad to Kamrup and beyond. Who can forget the heroic acts of Major Somnath Sharma, whose actions to repel illegal invaders from across our western borders saw him conferred with India's first Param Veer Chakra, the nation's highest military decoration. The country still remembers with reverence and gratitude the heroic deeds of Major Shaitan Singh in Rezangla in 1962, when despite being outnumbered, he led his troops with unparalleled distinction and showed conspicuous bravery in the face of the enemy, keeping in line with the highest traditions of the Indian Armed Forces, ultimately making the supreme sacrifice for the country. Our heads bow in reverence when we recall the heroic actions of Company Quartermaster Havildar Abdul Hamid, a brave heart who in the War of 1965 destroyed multiple enemy Patton tanks as if he were to be swatting flies. On this day, we also recall the actions of Captain Vikram Batra, who achieved the impossible in a daring attack against the aggressors in 1999. In a fierce hand-to-hand combat, he eliminated 5 enemy soldiers, thereby getting awarded the Param Veer Chakra posthumously. The National War Memorial houses the busts of 21 of such India's finest bravehearts at the Param Yodha Sthal, all recipients of the Param Veer Chakra. Dear listeners, I wouldn't be amiss to add that when we talk of Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India can only be built on foundations of regional and global security, and our bravehearts are a true testimony to efforts in that direction. I can inform you, dear listeners, that Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is expected to reach any moment now. I can spot the dignitaries who are standing in rapt attention at the entrance of the National War Memorial. And before the Prime Minister arrives, to describe the scenario here, I can just tell you that a silence has descended upon the National War Memorial. A hush, if I may so add, has fallen over the vibrant celebrations but it is a hush that is heavy with reverence, with love, with the weight of a nation's gratitude. For in this moment, under the watchful gaze of India Gate, I come to you from the National War Memorial, where the spirit of sacrifice has taken a tangible form. Imagine, if you will, my dear listener, a sea of polished black granite, each slab etched with a name, a date, a story of valor cut short. Friends, these are not mere stones, but testaments to the lives laid down for the soil we stand on, for the flag that flutters proudly above. I can inform you, dear listeners, that Honorable Prime Minister's carcade has just arrived at the main gate of the National War Memorial. He is expected to alight his vehicle any moment now. I can spot all the dignitaries, the three service chiefs, all standing in rapt attention as Honorable Prime Minister, my dear listeners, has arrived at the National War Memorial as he prepares to pay tribute to our fallen soldiers, our valiant martyrs, on behalf of a grateful nation ahead of our 75th Republic Day celebrations. I can spot the Raksha Mantri, Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh, now acknowledging Honorable Prime Minister. They both greet each other, the three service chiefs with their crisp salutes. Prime Minister acknowledging the salutes. I can inform you that Prime Minister is wearing a saffron pagdi, now going ahead and acknowledging all the dignitaries, Raksha Mantri, Raksha Rajya Mantri, the Chief of Defence Staff, the three service chiefs, the Defence Secretary, all of them receiving Honorable Prime Minister, and now Honorable Prime Minister making his way slowly but surely to pay his tribute at the National War Memorial on behalf of a grateful nation in what will be a solemn ceremony ahead of our 75th Republic Day. Honorable Prime Minister, in his white kurta and pajama, wearing a brown waistcoat and a saffron headgear, being escorted by Defence Minister and other dignitaries, as Honorable Prime Minister makes his way towards the National War Memorial. Amidst the silent sentinels, if I may so add, the Prime Minister of India moves, a head bowed, with the wreath waiting near the National War Memorial. And dear listeners, the wreath that waits has not been woven with lilies or roses, no, not at all, but with the tears of a nation, with the unspoken promises of a people who shall never forget the supreme sacrifice made by the fellow countrymen to uphold the sovereignty, the integrity of the Republic of India. Honorable Prime Minister now alighting the steps, going towards the base of the main obelisk as he prepares to pay tribute in what will be an extremely solemn ceremony on behalf of a grateful nation at the Rashtriya Samar Smarak. Honorable Prime Minister now being escorted in full ceremonial honor and gait by the three service chiefs as he's just a couple of steps away from the National War Memorial's main obelisk, where we shall have Honorable Prime Minister laying a wreath on behalf of 140 crore Indians at the feet of the fallen. Honorable Prime Minister now laying down the wreath, a gentle breeze whispering through the names, rustling the leaves of the surrounding Ashoka trees. It's as if, dear listeners, the very soul of the memorial sighs, a collective exhale of the fallen, their sacrifices mingling with the scent of fresh petals. The buglers sounding the rouse, the guard commander ordering Salami Shastra, marking the completion of the 2-minute silence. When words stand still and hearts beat strong, a silent flame lifts into song. A billion prayers in reverence call, the silence quietly saying it all. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi now moving to endorse his remarks in the digital visitors book at the National War Memorial, for penning his thoughts, his gratitude to the countless soldiers who have made the supreme sacrifice for the country and continue to live in our hearts. Dear listeners, time leaves us with many things: stories, memories, and heroes. It is indeed a poignant moment for the Prime Minister, as the head of the political executive of the largest global democracy, to lead the nation in paying homage to our heroes who laid down their lives so that our India may prosper and be home to generations of enlightened world citizens. I join you, my dear listener, in expressing my gratitude and admiration for our women and men in uniform. Our brave hearts keep watch, even now, at this very moment, over snow-laden mountains, sandy dunes, and our extensive coastlines, standing tall and strong for the nation. It would be most pertinent to mention, dear listeners, that the nation has different ways of respecting and recognizing sacrifice. To pay homage to our fallen bravehearts just prior to celebrating our republic is a heartfelt way of expressing reverence and gratitude to those souls who sacrificed their all to safeguard the sovereignty of Ma Bharati. Honorable Prime Minister now moving to endorse the digital visitors book, after which the solemn ceremony at the National War Memorial will draw to a close. Thereafter, Honorable Prime Minister will depart for the saluting dais on the hallowed boulevard that is Kartavya Path, where he will receive the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, and the chief guest for the 75th Republic Day, the President of France, His Excellency, Mr. Emmanuel Macron. After that, ladies and gentlemen, the most spectacular pageant of the Republic will unfold before us on the majestic, hallowed boulevard that is Kartavya Path. Soon will come the horses clip-clopping, the young women and men in uniform energetically stamping their feet on the asphalt and swinging their arms in unison to the rhythmic beating of the drums, military bands playing rousing nationalistic tunes, rolling tanks, thundering aircraft, ornate tableau showcasing our unity in diversity, and so much more. Oh, and did I mention, dear listeners, that our pride and our adversaries' envy, the Rafale, will also be making an appearance later this morning. So before I let you go, my dear listeners, listen closely, for amidst the somber silence, there's a flicker of defiance, a spark of unwavering resolve, a promise, a vow that is etched in the air itself, a promise to remember, to honor, to carry the torch of the fallen forward, a promise to build a nation worthy of the sacrifice of our brave hearts, a nation that echoes with the anthem of their courage. On that note, I'll take you back to the main saluting dais to my colleagues. Over to you.
As the bright sunshine falls on Kartavya Path, it is a day to celebrate the achievements of our nation and the aspirations of our people. It is a day to acknowledge the challenges of our times and the opportunities of our future. It is a day to reaffirm our commitment to make India a great and glorious nation. Thank you so much, Bhuvan Apurva Jha, for that lovely updates from the National War Memorial. We are back at the Kartavya Path. And I tell you what, Anup, Vaibhav, when the buglers were sounding loud, everyone at Kartavya Path stood up and paid their respects and homage along with the Prime Minister to those who laid their lives for our great nation.
Absolutely, and what moving words used by Apurva. Hallowed Boulevard, absolutely it is. And for all our listeners who are tuned in to the Akashvani network, either on the radio sets or through the online mediums, through our YouTube channels or through the mobile app News on AIR, I would love to tell them that you can imagine the most beautiful flowers, the best combinations of ikebana, and all of that is right here. And I would also like to tell that the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, along with the Chief Guest of the 75th Republic Day of India, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, now slowly moving out of the President's house. They've started their journey towards the saluting days.
Absolutely, Vaibhav. And Munish, you correctly said the atmosphere here was absolutely solemn and everything came to a standstill. The nation in reverence, everybody over here absolutely bowing their heads in gratitude to our soldiers. After the solemn ceremony at the War Memorial, we will soon have the august dignitaries moving on to the Kartavya Path near the saluting base. And in fact, we have our first dignitary arriving here. Coming onto the Kartavya Path, we have the Defense Secretary, Shri Giridhar Armani. Shri Giridhar Armani moving on to the saluting base and taking his designated place. Following him, we have the arrival of the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, Param Vishish Seva Medal, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, Vayu Sena Medal, ADC. Coming up next, we have the Chief of Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, Param Vishish Seva Medal, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, Vishish Seva Medal, ADC.
And now we see the cockade of the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, Param Vishishta Seva Medal, Ati Vishishta Seva Medal, now coming in and joining the dignitaries in front of the saluting days.
And right after the Chief of Naval Staff here in front of the saluting days, the Chief of the Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, PVSM, UVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, being welcomed by the security personnel moving swiftly to the saluting days. And now, listeners, it is the Raksha Rajmantri.
The audience craning their necks and trying to catch a glimpse of who is coming in next. And those who can't really see the saluting base are taking advantage of the massive screens which have been put up on the Kartavya Path. These screens are relaying real-time images of the saluting base to all seated on the Kartavya Path. We now see the arrival of the Honorable Raksha Mantri, Shri Rajnath Singh.
Well, as he walks and joins the dignitaries, we see the cockade of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi stopping in front of the saluting days. Well, the front part of the cavalcade, you see the security coming down. And slowly and steadily, as the black cars move towards the opening gate of the barricading just in front of the saluting days, the people are jubilant here. They're waving to the cavalcade just to get that glimpse of the Honorable Prime Minister.
It's the leader they love, it's the leader they've elected, it's the leader they want to see. And slowly, like a shoal of dolphins, the cars moving in front of the saluting days. Agile body language, alert minds of the security personnel, keeping an eye on everything that's going ahead.
The Raksha Mantri now walks in front of the car. Walks 5 steps ahead. Moves there, stands still as the back gates are opened by the bodyguards. They will step down as the ritual. The bodyguards will then come forward, open the front door where the Honorable Prime Minister is seated. And there the door open. And out comes the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And what cheer we hear at Kartavya Path. Does a namaskar to the Honorable Raksha Mantri and walks towards the dignitaries.
Absolutely, and we can see the phones popping out and everybody trying to capture the moment over here, trying to catch a glimpse of the Honorable Prime Minister. The Honorable Prime Minister greeting all the service chiefs, the Chief of Defence Staff, and we have him now going in for the moment, taking a left turn and moving towards the audience who are seated here, very close to our commentary booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister walking with a confident chest, smile on his face, now with folded hands, humbly greeting his colleagues and the senior members of the cabinet and other dignitaries present here. Wearing an orange pagdi with a hint of pink and a long safa behind him. The Prime Minister now with folded hands meeting the dignitaries one by one, and everyone is on their feet trying to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister.
Well, he's the people's Prime Minister. Went left towards the gallery. And we have the cabinet, entire cabinet almost there. You could cite Shri Amit Shah ji, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, the Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, the Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Arjun Munda, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Mr. J.P. Nadda, and also the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Shri V.K. Saxena, as he walks further down and waves to the crowd, and the mobiles are out and they are greeting our Prime Minister.
Everyone is literally roaring here. They just want somehow the Prime Minister to look into their direction. But of course, he has a protocol to follow. With folded hands, with such smile on his face, as now the Prime Minister walking back towards the saluting days. And ladies and gentlemen, now comes the black cars of the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar. Again, Raksha Mantri in his solemn stance. And walking very close behind him is the Honorable Prime Minister with folded hands and little bow of the head. They're welcoming the Honorable Vice President and his wife.
Well, the Honorable Vice President, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, and his wife, Mrs. Sudesh Dhankar, now greeted by the Prime Minister as they walk towards the dignitaries, the chiefs of the armed forces, the Raksha Rajya Mantri. What a moment this is, Vaibhav. So spectacle, so good-looking moment here at Kartavya Path.
Of course, the crisp uniforms, the epaulets, the cross belts, the caps, and the crisp salute of the Chief of Defence Staff, the Tri-Services Chief, the Raksha Rajya Mantri, the Defence Secretary. Now, the Vice President and his wife moving slowly onto the red carpet to the saluting days.
Absolutely, Vaibhav, and now we can see the Honorable Prime Minister waiting for the President's arrival. We can see that he's greeting Shri Rajnath Singh, having a short discussion over there. And we can also see all the audience on the Kartavya Path looking left towards the Raisina Hill, because very soon we shall be seeing the arrival of the Honorable President. An absolute visual over here. We have the band absolutely in attention. We have the national emblem bedecked in beautiful flowers. The entire Kartavya Path is lined with flowers, so nicely, symmetrically laid out. The red followed by the orange, and then giving way to the green.
And I would like to tell our audiences that the cavalcade, the oldest regiment of the Indian Army, the cavalry, the President's bodyguards, highly decorated, along with the historic horse carriage or the ceremonial buggy now rolling down from the Raisina Hill. They've exited the gates of the President's house. Sitting in the horse carriage, the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, along with her, our chief guest, His Excellency, Mr. Emmanuel Macron.
The Republic Day marks the adoption of India's constitution and the country's transition to a republic on the 26th of January 1950. Every year, the celebrations marking the day feature spectacular military and cultural pageantry. In New Delhi here, armed forces personnel march along the Kartavya path in an absolute display of military might. And this is an epic show that we see on the Kartavya path, which all eagerly await every 26th January. And very soon we shall see the cavalcade of the Honorable President coming in, and till then we can see the visuals on the screens over here, eminent dignitaries being displayed on the screens over here. Munish?
You speak about the dignitaries. I just cited the Honorable Minister of Information and Broadcasting and the Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji, along with his wife. Just smiling and having a chat with his colleagues here. And what a spectacular moment this is, because when you come to the Republic Day parade, Vaibhav, you want the bright sunshine falling on Kartavya Path, and that's exactly what has happened today.
I think, as I was saying earlier, the beautiful ikebana arrangements that have been made here, the saffron, white and green, the Indian landscape that has been made right across and all around the Sarnath Stupa, is actually so beautiful that maybe even the sun god wants to look here at Kartavya Path today. All his focus is right here, and we want him to, because we want a spectacular display of this parade in the pageant.
Absolutely, Vaibhav. And this year being the Platinum Republic Day of our nation, we have the French President, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, as our chief guest. And dear listeners, you can make out the Swagatam tune playing over here on the Kartavya Path, signaling to the arrival of the Honorable President Srimati Draupadi Murmu.
The Suswagatam tune. It was composed by the legendary Pandit Ravi Shankar, written by Pandit Narendra Sharma, and that has become a tradition for our great events of our great country. The cavalcade slowly moving towards the saluting days, and almost everybody waving towards the cavalcade, trying to get a glimpse of the Honorable President of our country, Madam Draupadi Murmu, and also the chief guest of the Republic Day, France's President, Mr. Emmanuel Macron.
The cavalcade of the President now moving very slowly towards the saluting days. Less than 10 kilometers an hour of speed. Security personnel's agile and very alert. And here are the cantering horses of the cavalry. The safas, the kamarbands, the tunics. What beauty in their march.
Absolutely, Vaibhav, and a moment where we see a mix of tradition and modernity. We have the modern machines, the cars over here, rolling in, and right behind them we have our very gallant President's bodyguards. We can see the President of India arriving escorted by the President's bodyguard called the Rashtrapati Ke Angrakshak, and we can see lots of kids in the audience waving to them, trying to get their attention. The Rashtrapati Ke Angrakshak on their magnificent bay and dark bay colored mounts. This regiment, the President's bodyguard, is the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army. And this year, Republic Day 2024 is very special for this elite regiment, as they have completed 250 years of service.
As the buggy comes in front of our commentary box and moves gently towards our right, towards the saluting days, everyone waving to the Honorable President of India and the guards taking their position.
The buggy now slowly stops. Coffee black in color. Two big wheels at the rear end and two smaller ones being drawn by 6 beautiful horses there. The ADCs of the Honorable President now gathering around, getting out of the car and waiting for the Honorable President to get down along with the Chief. A staircase has been put up right next to the horse carriage so that the Honorable President can come down the horse carriage very, very easily.
Absolutely, Weber. And we can see that this buggy, which is, embellished with golden, ornate ensigns, is now being used after 40 years. And we can see the President and the Honorable French President alighting. They are being received by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Honorable President of India, greeting the dignitaries.
And what a moment it was. The President Emmanuel Macron having a warm hug with the Prime Minister now gets introduced to the Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh ji, standing there and having a chat along with the Raksha Rajya Mantri, who's meeting the Honorable French President now.
There's the crisp salute of the Tri-Services Chiefs and the CDS. First to the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, and then to His Excellency, Mr. Emmanuel Macron. It's almost as if a repeat of the warm greetings and the hug exchanged between the Honorable Prime Minister and the French President at the G20 summit when he was visiting here at the Bharat Mandapam.
And very soon we shall be witnessing 3 things happening simultaneously. We will have the national flag being unfurled at the Kartavya Path, and we should also have the 21-gun salute being given. The Honorable Prime Minister accompanying the Honorable President Srimati Draupadi Murmu and the French President Mr. Emmanuel Macron up onto the saluting dais. The august dignitaries taking their designated positions on the beautifully decorated saluting dais. Beautiful palms and flowers decorating this magnificent structure here.
As I can see from the commentary booth, right next is the saluting dais. Walking ahead are the ADCs very, very slowly in the ceremonial march. Accompanying the Honorable President is the Honorable Prime Minister, giving her the way, showing humility, and of course the chivalrous behavior that he always shows. Along with them is the French President, now taking their grand sofa seats of beige color at the saluting dais, bedecked with flowers.
And the national flag will be unfurled here at Kartavya Path by an Indian Army officer Major Soumya Shukla and Lieutenant Mansi Malik, AAD. And simultaneously the national anthem will be played and a 21-gun salute will be presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the command.
The entire Kartavya Path going up and echoing with Bharat Mata Ki Jai. A nation that's extremely proud and is celebrating its Republic Day, the 75th Republic Day, here on the Kartavya Path. We have the President's bodyguards now moving away to the right, and the crowd now settling down to witness an extravaganza that is going to be panning out here on the Kartavya Path. Taking their positions onto the left of the Kartavya Path, left of the saluting days, we have a very unique group of 112 women. And these 112 women are going to put up a show that's going to be absolutely unprecedented.
And among these women artists who are a symbol of women power, 20 artists will be playing Dhol and Tasha of Maharashtra. 16 artists will be playing Dappu of Telangana. 16 of them will be giving beat on Dhak and Dhol of West Bengal. 8 of them from West Bengal will be blowing the conch shells, as you can hear in the background. 10 artists have chenda in their hands. 30 are playing Dholu Kunita of Karnataka. Nadaswaram, Thutri and cymbals are also being played.
Absolutely, Monish. And this presentation is called Avahan. And it is for the first time at the forefront of the Kartavya Path that this musical journey is going to happen and is going to create an atmosphere where auspicious sounds and an exquisite symphony are going to be panning out for our guests here.
The trumpets and the dhols are doing the Avahan, that is the invocation. An invocation to the gods, to the Almighty, to everyone who's blessing our people, our country. That here we are about to begin a great parade, a magnificent pageant, inviting everyone's attention. What brilliant red colors and white shawls that they have adorned as the kamarband and at their necks.
Well, what a moment here. The women heralding with musical instruments. A unique shade of Indian culture on Kartavya Path, adorned with melodious tune of Rag Revati of Carnatic music and rhythm. Here they move ahead towards the saluting days.
Absolutely, Monish. And take a look at the headgear that these people are wearing. These performers are wearing pagris that are of the tricolor. What a color combination. Red saris, cream kamarbands and tricolor pagris over there.
They do not care about the winter anymore because they have instilled a confidence, a sense of pride in everyone, and the warmth has gotten transferred into the audiences, which are roaring now.
And as they say that the musical instruments, the dhol, nagara, tasha, they just take away the negativity and bring in a lot of positivity. Here we are feeling so positive, smiles all around at Kartavya Path. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 75th celebrations of the Republic Day.
It has to be special because this is the platinum celebration of India becoming a republic. From 1950, 26th of January to the 26th of January 2024. This is the extravaganza that everyone was waiting for. Crowds roaring with the chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram. Now, slowly approaching the saluting days. The beginning of the Republic Day Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes heralding this year's parade, the parade commander, Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar. Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar, VSM, a second-generation officer, was commissioned into the 3rd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, or the Para Regiment, on the 16th of December 1989. He has served with his battalion in high-altitude areas at Dras under Operation Rakshak, in counter-insurgency operations in northeast under Operation Orchid, and in Siachen Glacier, the world's highest battlefield, under Operation Meghdut, apart from serving twice under the 50I Para Brigade. Slowly approaching the saluting days, the parade commander, Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar.
We can also see now, if you crane your necks and see over there on top, we have the flower petals being showered on the Kartavya Path, and moving in are 4 Mi-17 helicopters of the 105 helicopter unit. They are flying in the spearhead formation.
Leading the flypast and trooping the national flag is the commanding officer of 105 HE, Wing Commander A.V. Agashe, showering the petals on Kartavya Path, the marigold petals, the rose petals, with Wing Commander Aditya Jaiswal, Wing Commander A.V. Agashe, trooping the Indian Army flag are Wing Commander S.K. Singh and Flight Lieutenant Aditya Kumar. In Port Echelon is Wing Commander Ashutosh Khanduri and Wing Commander Manav Adhikari, and here they go past.
And moving the focus back onto the Kartavya Path, we see moving in the parade second in command. Following the parade commander is the parade second in command, Major General Sumit Mehta. Major General Sumit Mehta Vishish Seva Medal was commissioned into the 44th Armored Regiment in June 1992. He is an alumnus of the Dean Nobili School, Dhanbad, St. Michael's School, Patna, and the National Defence Academy, Khadagwasla, and the IMA at Dehradun.
The flower petals that were showered by the Mi-17s now reaching the ground, and everyone is so happy. Be it the august presence of the dignitaries or the children here, everyone has that innocent smile on their faces. They are so happy with the flowers reaching the grounds.
The parade second in command, Major General Sumit Mehta, is an officer who is a recipient of many Army commanders and Chief of Army Staff commendations. He was conferred the Vishish Seva Medal in 2010 for distinguished service by the President of India.
And now we have the proud winners of the highest gallantry awards that follow the parade commander. They include the winners of the Paramveer Chakra and the Ashok Chakra. Subedar Major Sanjay Kumar from the 13 JAK Rifles, the winner of the Paramveer Chakra, the hero of the Kargil War, along with Subedar Major Yoginder Singh Yadav, both now atop the jeep, approaching the saluting dais. Just behind them are the winners of the Ashok Chakra. But at the moment, the salute to the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, the President of India, Draupadi Murmu.
And as Munish was rightly saying, following right close to their heels of the Paramveer Chakra awardees are the Ashok Chakra. As we all know that the Ashok Chakra is the peacetime equivalent award to the Paramveer Chakra. Ladies and gentlemen, now walking towards the saluting dais after the salute of the Ashok Chakra, the music reaching the saluting dais and the dignitaries, the music of the French Foreign Legion, the musique de la Légion étrangère.
We can now see the band moving in, and the French Foreign Legion music band led by Captain Koda consists of 30 musicians and is marching first, playing the Legion's anthem. Created in 1841, the music of the Foreign Legion is unique for more than one reason. Its musician legionnaires come from 5 continents and often form the most prestigious conservatories of the planet.
And the company behind the band is the 2nd Foreign Infantry Regiment of the French Foreign Legion. And soon there'll be 2 Rafales also flying over the Kartavya Path, along with the marching contingent that comprises of 90 legionnaires led by Captain Noel. They've been deployed in several combat missions in the past years, including Afghanistan, Mali, French overseas territories, and are to be deployed again in Africa in 2024. As they approach the saluting dais, they salute the Honorable President of India, and the President of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, stands and salutes to the passing contingent of the French Infantry Regiment.
Just like we were happy when the Indian contingents were marching on the Bastille Day, I can see a smile on the President of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, standing tall and with a proud chest, looking at the Legion as they pass and march on the historic Kartavya Path at this majestic Republic Day celebrations.
Absolutely, Weber, and we have close on their heels moving in the 61st Cavalry. the Army Mounted Columns, the first Army contingent leading the mechanized columns, and you can hear the roar, the rafales going up there, and everybody craning their necks to catch a glimpse. Once again, we move our focus here to the Kartavya path and the ground movements. We have the Army Mounted Columns of the 61st Cavalry. This is being led by Major Yashdeep Ehlawat. Raised in 1953, this regiment is the only serving active horsed cavalry regiment in the world, with amalgamation of all the state horse cavalry units.
Ladies and gentlemen, approaching the saluting days and bowing down their swords in respect and reverence for their supreme commander.
In fact, Vaibhav, the motto of this regiment is Ashwa Shakti Yashobal, meaning horsepower is forever supreme.
Yeah, there aren't any colts, they're all horses, and you want to look at them. Here they pass from the saluting days, saluting their supreme commander, the Honorable President Draupadi Murmuji, standing and giving that vital salute. But just behind them is the tank T-20 Bhishma, led by Lieutenant Veer Singh Dhillon, 42 Armored Regiment. The Bhishma tank is a third-generation Russian main battle tank armed with 125mm smooth bow gun. It functions on the hunter-killer concept. It can fire 4 types of ammunition and also has the capability of firing a missile from gun up to range of 5,000 meters. Bhishma tank can hunt and kill at night effectively with the help of thermal imaging sight. The 46-ton giant machine can move up to a speed of 50 to 60 kilometers per hour and can operate in all types of terrains effectively. The colors of the regiment are French grey, maroon and black, and the motto of the regiment is Karam Shaurya Vijay, action, courage, victory. As the first tank approaches the saluting days, the guns now moving towards the right and saluting the Honorable President. The muzzle is down, and here comes a salute by Lieutenant Veer Singh Dhillon.
And right next to them, a shining example of Atmanirbharta, self-reliance, the Nag missile system, or the NAMIS. The next detachment is of the Nag missile system of the Mechanized Infantry Regiment, led by Captain Abhay Pandit of 17 Mechanized Infantry Regiment. The system, popularly called NAMIS, is a tank destroyer indigenously designed by the Defence Research and Development Laboratory, Hyderabad. Ladies and gentlemen, the carrier weighs 14.5 tons, and their motto is Satra Mek, Har Maidan Fateh.
Absolutely, Vaibhav. The mean machines right here on the Kartavya path. And moving in, we have the next set of tanks. We have coming up next to the saluting days, the mechanized column of the Infantry Combat Vehicle BMP, 2x2K of the Guards Regiment, led by Lieutenant Shivam Singh of the 23 Guards. This vehicle, named Sarath, is a high mobility infantry combat vehicle with potent armament and state-of-the-art night fighting capability that makes it capable of destroying any unknown army targets up to a distance of 4 kilometers at night.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the turrets moving towards the saluting days. And here is the smart salute. The motto, Pehla Hamesha Pehla. War cry, Garud ka hoon pyol pyare.
Well, if you want to be a good fighter, you should be an all-terrain fighter. For that, you need all-terrain vehicles. And the next detachment comprises of 6 modern specialist vehicles to include quick reaction force vehicles, heavy and medium, a light specialist vehicle mounted infantry, mortar system. Detachment is led by Major Tufan Singh Chauhan of 5 Rajput on all-terrain vehicle, Lieutenant Colonel Panmi Kabipun on light specialist vehicle. As he gives the salute, Major Tufan Singh Chauhan to his Supreme Commander, the President of India. Lieutenant Colonel Panme Kabibun on light specialist vehicle is followed by 19 Maratha light infantry and Captain Armandeep Singh Ojla of 2nd Battalion of the 1st Gorkha Rifles on QRFV heavy and medium. All these all-terrain vehicles now passing the saluting days.
What salute they are passing on and giving to the President. You can just see the brilliance of innovation here. What we are trying to build here is a great system of scientific temperament, and the scientists who are already doing a wonderful job for the country in defense research. Here is the result of the years of service and hard work that they've done. These all-terrain vehicles will help the Indian Armed Forces in different terrains during war and peacetime, to win over battles, to win over enemies, to defeat all the nemesis who come in front of them. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is the next detachment of Pinaka, Regiment of Artillery, 1890 Rocket Regiment, led by Lieutenant Priyanka Sevka of 262 Field Regiment. Pinaka Multiple Launcher Rocket System is an indigenously designed, developed and manufactured medium-range, all-weather and free-light artillery rocket system. Fully automated, offensive weapon system with each launcher boasting of 12 rockets of 214mm caliber having a range of 37.5 kilometer. Imagine the firepower. Motto Sarvatra Izzato Iqbal, everywhere with honor and glory.
Well, as it passes the saluting days, it's followed by a weapon locating radar system, Swati. Modern warfare is all about technology. Swati, the weapon locating radar system, is led by Lieutenant Deepthi Rana of Regiment of Artillery. Weapon locating radar Swati, developed by DRDO and Bharat Electronics Limited, is highly mobile radar system that's designed for automatic first-hand detection. It's a two-tatra vehicle configuration system comprising radar vehicle and power source. Motto Sarvatra Izzato Iqbal as they take the salute from the Honorable President.
And now coming up right next is the Sarvatra Mobile Bridging System. They don't just bridge during terrains or wartime, they bridge between problems and solutions. The detachment is of Sarvatra Mobile Bridging System of the Corps of Engineers led by Captain Suman Singh of 9 Rapid Engineer Regiment, showcasing the Nari Shakti, showcasing the indigenously built weapons, which now the whole world wants because they're so brilliant. Motto, Onapade, Onaku, Nigarelle, Gainapade.
Absolutely, and you can see that the boys in the commentary booth are having their moment here. They can see all the great machines coming in and they are so proudly telling you everything about it. Coming in next, we have the mobile drone jammer systems and the advanced radio frequency monitoring system of the Corps of Signals. The Corps of Signals, whose motto is Tivra Chaukas, swift and secure. We have up front the detachment of the drone jammer system led by Lieutenant Colonel Ankita Chauhan of the 11th Electronic Warfare Battalion.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's the fly past the advanced light helicopters demonstrating cutting-edge military technology approaching the saluting days. The Durga formation of Indian Army Aviation Corps consists of 1 Prachanda helicopter, 3 Rudra helicopters, flown in by Lieutenant Colonel Ranveer Grewal, followed by Major Rupesh Damba, Lieutenant Colonel Ravi Bhatt and Colonel Nishant Pandey.
The drone jammer systems of the Indian Army used to detect and track drones and unmanned aircraft system signals and also the ground control signals and also to drone activities to be jammed.
Well, as you listen to the live coverage of the 75th Republic Day celebrations, we are here speaking about the radio technology and the powers as well. The Advanced Radio Frequency Monitoring System is led by Captain Akanksha Gomes of 3 Electronic Warfare Battalion. Advanced Radio Frequency Monitoring System is an indigenously developed state-of-the-art electronic warfare system with capability of interception, monitoring and analysis of analog and digital communication of adversary. The motto of the Corps is Tivra Chaukas, which means swift and secure.
A little while ago, we also had passing by us the Advanced Radio Frequency Monitoring System, which was led by Captain Akanksha Gomes. And coming up next, we have the multifunction radar, the MFRDR, the last of the mechanized column approaching the saluting dais. This is led by Captain Abhijit Kumar of the 503 AD Missile Regiment. The MS-RAAM weapon system, also known as the Abhra weapon system, is a medium-range air defense weapon system. It is intended for the protection of own critical assets and ground forces against an array of hostile aerial targets, to include aircrafts, helicopters, subsonic and supersonic cruise missiles. Their motto, Akashe Shatranjahi.
And as you see that everyone seated here is so excited, I can see on to my right the saluting dais, the Honorable President Srimati Draupadi Murmu stands as the next contingent comes, takes the salute, and takes a seat back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an extravaganza like no one else. This doesn't happen every day, and we don't get to witness history every day. Manish?
Very soon we'll see the marching contingents getting close to the saluting days. People enjoying the fervor here at Kartavya Path. They're waving even to the military vehicles, the smiles. Look at those young kids, Vaibhav, Anoop. The smiles on the faces. They are the future of our country.
You're so right, and this is the moment that they have over here on the Kartavya Path. Everything is so superbly crafted over here. Curated flowers, the Ananta Sutra running all along the Kartavya Path, setting the perfect ambience for an event like this. We also have now, in the far distance, moving towards the saluting dais, the Madras Regiment. The Madras Regiment, whose war cry is Veer Madrasi, Adikolu, Adikolu, Adikolu. Approaching the dais, this proud contingent of the gallant Thambis, the Madras Regiment led by Captain Yash Dhadal of the 12th Battalion of the Madras Regiment. These troops of the Madras Regiment are popularly known for their hallmark headgear, the black pom-pom. The Madras Regiment is the oldest infantry regiment of the Indian Army and finds its origin way back in the year 1750. It has a rich martial history of valor and bravery and actively participated in the Indo-Pak War of 47-48 and the Chinese aggression of 1962.
They've also taken part in the Indo-Pak Wars of 1965 and 71, given exemplary service to the nation. As Anoop rightly said, the oldest infantry regiment of the Indian Army, highly decorated. A glorious 265 years of existence, 45 battle honors, 14 theatre honors, 11 Chief of Army Staff Unit citations, 52 GOC&C unit appreciations, 1 Ashok Chakra, 5 Mahavir Chakra, 11 Kirti Chakra, 36 Veer Chakra, 49 Shaurya Chakra, and many other gallantry medals. The motto, Swadharme Nithanam Shreya. It is a glory to die doing one's duty.
White anglets, black shoes. Beautiful, beautiful imagery that we see here on the Kartavya Path. Munish.
And just behind them is the combined band of Garhwal Rifles Regimental Center, 58 Gorkha Training Center and 39 Gorkha Training Center, comprising of 72 musicians. The band is playing the tune Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja.
Coming up next is the Grenadiers contingent led by Captain Anuj Kumar Dhariwal of the 13 Grenadiers Battalion. Regiment's athletes brought laurels in the recently concluded Asian Games in Guangzhou. Motto, Naam Namak Nishan, war cry Sarvada Shaktishali. The tunics with Kamarbands in black color. The lateral sapas in red color along with golden ends. See those hands in unison. The faces looking towards their Supreme Commander and marching smartly down the Kartavya path towards India Gate and the War Memorial.
Absolutely. Once again, Weber, we have another regiment marching in, and this marching contingent is the Rajputana Rifles, led by Lieutenant Sayam Chaudhary of the 20th Battalion of the Rajputana Rifles. Their motto, Veer Bhogya Vasundhara, and their war cry, Raja Ram Chandra Ki Jai. With the 1st Battalion of Rajputana Rifles having been raised in 1775, it is the oldest rifle regiment of the Indian Army.
Rajputana Rifles are followed by the combined band of Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry Regiment Centre, One Signal Training Centre in RT Centre, Hyderabad, comprising of 72 musicians. The band is led by Subedar John Zakairik of One Signal, Naib Subedar Ramji Thapa and CHM Chandan Mishra. The band is playing the tune Shresht Bharat.
Next is yet another all an all-women contingent from the Tri-Services led by Captain Sandhya of the Military Police with 3 supernumerary officers, Captain Sharanya Rao, Subedar Lieutenant Anshu Yadav and Flight Lieutenant Srishti Rao. Motto, Seva Tatha Sahayata. It is one of the many firsts that is happening on this Republic Day parade. A Tri-Services contingent showing integrity, cooperation and future readiness amongst all the armed forces.
Approaching the saluting days, we now have the contingent of the Khalsas, the Sikh regiment led by Major Sarabjit Singh of the 24th Battalion of the Sikh Regiment. With their motto, Nischay kar apni jeet karo, their war cry, Bole so nihal, Sat Sri Akal. This regiment has been at the forefront of all action fought by the Indian Army, particularly in Srinagar, Titwal, Burki and Punch. The Sikh regiment, red turbans, white sparkling anklets, saluting the Supreme Commander and moving on the Kartavya path.
It's getting colorful. It's getting colorful at Kartavya path because dressed in the right blazers and black trousers is the combined band of AAD College and Centre, Dogra Regiment Centre and ASC Centre North. Assisted by Subedar Major Motilal Dogra Regiment Centre, Naib Subedar Parvendra Singh. The band is playing the tune Sare Jahan Se Acha.
Coming up next, the Kumaon Regiment, led by Captain Chinmay Shekhar Tapasvi of the 22nd Battalion of the Kumaon Regiment. Motto, Parakramo Vijayate. War cry, Kalika Mata Ki Jai. Having won 2 Paramveer Chakras, 4 Ashok Chakras, 13 Mahavir Chakras, 13 Kirti Chakras, 82 Veer Chakras, 2 Padma Bhushans and numerous other gallantry and distinguished awards. These were the men of the Kumaon Regiment.
Coming in is the Bombay Engineer Group. This is the contingent of the Bombay Sappers, the Bombay Engineering Group and Centre led by Major Divya Tyagi of the 115 Engineer Regiment. Their motto, Sarvatra, and their war cry, Bombay Sappers Ki Jai. They have not only proved their prowess in battle but have also utilized their military and technical skills in the development of our nation.
And now we have the combined band of Maratha, Light Infantry Regiment Center, Jat Regiment Center and AOC Center, comprising of 72 musicians playing the tune Dhruv.
The Republic Day keeps getting special, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time ever on the Kartavya Path, an all-woman contingent of the Armed Forces Medical Services led by Major Srishti Khullar, Captain Amba Samant from the Army Dental Corps, Sergeant Lieutenant Kanchan from the Indian Navy and Flight Lieutenant Divya Priya. Their motto, Sarve Santu Niramaya, which means may all be free from illness.
An absolute delight to watch them all here at the Kartavya Path. And we now see, approaching the saluting days, the reverberating tune. Hum Tayyar Hain is the shimmering band of the Indian Navy, led by M. Anthony Raj, MCPO musician second class, declaring to the world Navy's might and combat readiness. And to that tune, we have marching in the naval contingent of 144 young sailors, both male and female Agniveers, led by Lieutenant Prajwal M as contingent commander and Lieutenant Mudita Goyal, Lieutenant Shravani Supriya and Lieutenant Devika H as platoon commanders.
Well, the marching contingent is followed by the Indian Navy tableau, which is depicting two important and contemporary themes. The first is of Nari Shakti. The second reflects Atmanirbharta, sea power across oceans through indigenization. The tableau projects and depicts not only the mighty aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, which is indigenously built, but the entire carrier battle group which has been made in India. The tableau commanders are Lieutenant Commander Bhupe Jui Milind and Lieutenant Commander Nitish KS.
And now is the next tableau, Rashtra Nirman, Pehle bhi, ab bhi, aage bhi aur hamesha. This is the veterans tableau. The front part of the tableau depicts a major phase of our armed forces personnel's lives when they gallantly defend our country. Made on the first part are the portraits of great armed forces officers. It's written Rashtra Nirman, Pehle bhi, ab bhi, aage bhi aur hamesha. On the second part, the central part, which showcases this role of armed forces personnel after their retirement from active service. And the after part of the tableau displays the supreme sacrifice of the armed forces personnel.
And they get a rousing welcome. Coming in, we see the Indian Air Force Band, led by Sergeant C.A. Daniel. The band is playing the tune Sound Barrier Quick March, and it comprises of 3 drum majors and 72 musicians. The Air Force Band moving towards the saluting days, spinning the lances. The men in blue playing the tunes. We now have
And as 3 MiG-29s fly over Kartavya Path in a VIC formation, that is the Indian Air Force, ladies and gentlemen.
And here the ground action on the Kartavya Path, we have the Indian Air Force marching contingent comprising of 144 men and 4 officers, led by squadron leader Rashmi Thakur, with Squadron Leader Sumita Yadav, Squadron Leader Pratiti Aluwalia and Flight Lieutenant Kirti Rohil. The three supernumerary officers marching behind the contingent commander.
It's followed by the Air Force tableau displaying the theme Bharatiya Vayu Sena, Saksham, Sashakt, Atmanirbhar. The front of the tableau depicts Indian Air Force C-295, the transport aircraft. The new IAF ensign reflects the current values of Indian Air Force by inclusion of the IAF crest in the top right corner of the ensign. The middle portion shows Indian Air Force's Tejas and Su-30 flying over IOR, and the rear element of tableau shows that Indian Air Force has been at the forefront of rendering humanitarian aid both within and across borders.
Coming up next and paying tribute to the DRDO, the Defense Research and Development Organization, in pursuit of self-reliance to defense, DRDO has developed many indigenous high-technology systems. The tableau depicts three key systems. MPA-TGM, which is effective in providing safety within distance of 2.5 kilometers. Agni 5, a three-stage road-mobile, canisterized solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. An ASAT missile, which has put India in elite club of the nations having anti-satellite capabilities. What great service DRDO is doing for the nation.
And the tableau of the DRDO getting a rousing welcome there on the Kartavya Path. And following them, we have the Indian Coast Guard Band. Elegantly dressed, this band is playing the tune Suraksha under the command of Papanur G. Babu, Uttam Adhikari musician. The SO in charge band, Praful Basumathari, Adhikari musician. Drum major, Edwig Felix Reeves. Approaching the saluting base. Marching with enthusiasm and commitment to secure and protect the interest and pride of the nation.
The Indian Coast Guard, Sentinels of our Seas. This contingent is led by Assistant Commandant Chunoti Sharma, followed by officers of the Guard, Assistant Commandant Priya Dahiya, Assistant Commandant Hardik and Assistant Commandant Pallavi. Their motto, Vayam Rakshamaha, which means we protect.
Coming up next, approaching the saluting days for the first time on Kartavya Path, is BSF Mahila Brass Band, consisting of 3 SOs and 80 other ranks under the command of Sub-Inspector Shweta Singh. It was raised under Eastern and Western Command of Border Security Force with an aim to promote and encourage the culture and advancement of young Mahila Brass Band. The band is playing the tune Bharat Ke Jawan.
Following the band is the women contingent of the Border Security Force, consisting of 144 Mahila Prehris and led by Assistant Commandant Monica Lakra. Mahila Prehris were first inducted in the BSF in 2009. This is an extension of the Government of India's decision to empower the Nari Shakti in the Defence and Central Armed Police Force. Mahila contingents of the BSF participated in various events like the BSF Raising Day Parade, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Ekta Divas Parade and the Kavadia Gujarat, etc.
Well, coming up next in vibrant Leheria turbans, adorned with saffron hackles and sparkling band instruments, playing the spirited tune of Amar Senani, is CISF's women band comprising of 84 musicians. The band is led by Constable Kashyap Monika Narendra, conveying CISF's unwavering commitment to national security. They approach the saluting days.
And following the CISF band is the CISF contingent, led by Assistant Commandant Tanmay Mohanty with 3 supernumerary officers and 144 other ranks. Their motto is protection and security.
in their checked skirts and red jackets. Sporting their instruments, we have moving into the Kartavya Path, the CRPF band. This is the first woman band contingent, led by Constable Sosa Alphabin, who is leading the Central Reserve Police Band. We have 100 women personnel playing the tune, Desh Ke Hum Hai Rakshak.
Following the band is women contingent from CRPF, Peacekeepers of the Nation, led by Assistant Commandant Megha Nair of 234 Battalion Vishakhapatnam. Their motto is service and loyalty. CRPF women contingent consists of 148 women drawn from units all over the country.
And now approaching towards the saluting days is the Mahila Band contingent of Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force led by Band Commander Constable Ambika Patil. The ITBP contingent in its ceremonial attire. Look at that! Turban with green and orange shining at the Kartavya Path. The trumpets, the tuba, the French horns. Proudly marching to the tune of Sare Jahan Se Acha.
The august dignitaries there standing up and clapping for these contingents and bands as they pass over here. The marching contingent, the marching Mahila contingent of the ITBP now approaching the saluting days, led by Assistant Commandant Monia Sharma. Himveers, the brave soldiers of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, guard 3,488 kilometers of the highest and most inhospitable borders of the world, from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh. ITBP has always been at the forefront in adventure activities, and the force's personnel have scaled the highest peaks of the Himalayas.
Following them is the Sashastra Seema Bal Band, a contingent led by Inspector Jaya Sharma with 85 musicians. The band is playing the tune Josh Bhara Hai Seene Mein Hai Hateliyon Pe Jaan. As they approach the saluting days, saluted by the Honorable President.
Now coming towards the saluting days, the SSB contingent. Deputy Commandant Nancy Singler is leading the SSB contingent with 3 sub-inspectors and 144 other personnel. That was the salute. The white sleeves, the long boots, the khadi uniforms, their motto, service, security and brotherhood.
And now playing the tune of the Delhi Police song, we have approaching the saluting days the Delhi Police Band, the all-woman band, which is participating in the Republic Day Parade for the first time. The Delhi Police Band is being led by Bandmaster Sub-Inspector Ringyo Kensei.
Honor of winning the best marching contingent for 15 times in the past. The Delhi Police contingent is an all-women contingent in this Republic Day Parade. 148 member contingent led by Additional Deputy Commissioner of Police Shweta K. Sugathan is now approaching the saluting days.
And now approaching the saluting days, the Bedazzle. Bedecked with colors like you've seen never before. The orange seats, the great puggarees, the white uniforms. These are the men from the BSF Camel contingent. And this time, at the Republic Day, joined by the women, holding the rifles proudly looking towards the audiences. Approaching the saluting days, and here's the salute. What a beautiful sight to behold. Long legs, truly helpful to the personnel in desserts.
And here comes the one and only band of its kind in the world, the camel-mounted band of the BSF. The BSF playing the melodious tune, Hum Hai Seema Suraksha Bal Bahadurov Ka Dal. Consisting of 35 band players, the band is led by Bandmaster Sub-Inspector Amal Chattopadhyay.
Well, they say that the camels are the ships of the desert. They are the real warriors for us, with the BSF patrolling our borders day and night.
This camel-mounted band had participated in the Republic Day Parade first in the year 1990. And very rightly said, the ship of the desert, it is a permanent feature in the desert and the Marwar festivals.
Well, following them is the world's largest youth uniformed organization, the NCC, that has nearly 17 lakh cadets on its rolls. The first NCC Girls Marching contingent, comprising of 148 smart, young and vibrant cadets from all over the nation, led by Senior Under Officer Punnaya Punnamma from Car and Goa Directorate. They've excelled in social service and community development activities, sports and adventure activities. Here they approach the saluting days.
Now, following the NCC Girls Marching Contingent is the NCC Girls Combined Band. Showing interoperability, the combined band of NCC Girls Birla Balika Vidyapeeth Pilani. Band is playing the tune Sare Jahan Se Acha. It's being led by Senior Under Officer Yashasvika Kaur and Ankita Sharma.
And following them, we have the Tri-Services NCC Girls Marching Contingent. And this contingent is led by Senior Under Officer Tanu Tevatia of the UP Directorate. Comprising of 148 cadets, this is a historic moment for the NCC as it is fielding an all-girls contingent marching on the Kartavya Path for the first time, depicting Nari Shakti in nation building. And we have the crowd getting up, craning their necks, clapping, taking pictures, and keeping this moment with them forever.
And what's added the fervor is the bright sunshine at Kartavya Path. And the next marching contingent is of National Service Scheme known as NSS. The contingent comprising of 200 female volunteers. The National Service Scheme has 3.9 million volunteers to its fold. They are marching under the command of Ragina Tamang from Sikkim, Regional Director of NSS Guwahati. Their motto is not me, but you. Have they approached these saluting days?
In fact, Munish, we can see the honorable ministers standing up, clapping for them, cheering them on. And that's the spirit of this country. Nari Shakti at its best.
Approaching the saluting days after the NSS contingent, now coming in front of the saluting days are the massed pipes and drums band of the Indian Army. 120 musicians of the band led by Subedar Major Rajkumar Ram of the Bihar Regiment Centre and Subedar Major Rajendra Singh of the AMC Centre School. Playing the tune Deshon Ka Sartaj Bharat.
We now have the next contingent coming in. In fact, these are the Vijetas of the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar, which is given in two categories, Bal Shakti Puraskar and the Bal Kalyan Puraskar. These awards are conferred to individuals as well as institutions.
I want to give a standing ovation to the boy given award for the bravery posthumously, Master Aditya Vijay Brahmane. In art and culture, Kumari Anushka Pathak, Master Arijit Banerjee, Master Arman Ubrani, Kumari Hetvi Kantibai, Master Ishfaq Hamid, Master Mohammad Hussain, Kumari Pendela Lakshmi Priya, and Kumari Suhani Chauhan for innovation.
In science and technology, Master Aryan Singh. For social service, Master Avnish Damari, Kumari Garma, Kumari Jyotsna Akhtar, Master Sayyam Mazumdar. For sports, Kumari Aditya Yadav, Kumari Charvi, Kumari Jessica Neisaring, Kumari Lintoi Chanamba, Master R. Surya Prasad.
And we now have coming in the first tableau. This tableau is from the state of Arunachal Pradesh. And this tableau is showcasing the Bugun Community Reserve and an image of Vikasit Bharat. The tableau is about the Singchung Bugun Village Community Reserve, which is a 17 square kilometer biodiversity hotspot in Arunachal Pradesh, created in 2017 to protect biodiversity in the region for traditional and cultural conservation practices.
Now coming towards the saluting days is the Haryana's tableau. The theme of Haryana State Tableau is Mera Parivar Meri Pehchan, an ambitious program of the Haryana government which is playing a meaningful role in realizing the dream of Viksit Bharat. The tableau has been crafted as a traditional symbol of empowerment for a Haryanvi woman who on her laptop has received education scholarship through Parivar Pehchan Patra. In the rear section of the tableau, significant benefits have been highlighted of the Parivar Pehchan Patra through a phone, such as the seamless procurement of ration, agriculture subsidies for farmer families.
And right next, behind the Haryana tableau, is the Manipur tableau. The front part showcasing Manipur's Ima Kethal, Thambal Jilangla, the lotus threads. Ima Kethal, the mother's market, 500-year-old market, the one and only in the world run entirely by women. On the tableau, women are seen extracting delicate fibers from the lotus stems and making yarns using traditional charkhas. It truly shows the local women bodies which are up for the spirit of vocal for local and local for global.
Coming up next is the tableau from Madhya Pradesh, illustrating the progressive journey of women in the state through self-help groups, local leadership, and representation even in the aviation sector. The theme, Self-Reliant Women, Mantra of Vikas. We can see on the tableau the first woman fighter pilot of the Indian Air Force, Avni Chaturvedi, from Madhya Pradesh, standing beside a fighter plane model. We can also see women artists painting the pots, the Badal Mahal Gate of Chanderi, the weavers of globally renowned Chanderi, Maheshwari and Bagh print saris. Also shown are the stone carving crafted by a female artist and a mural painted by the Gond tribal artist Padam Shri Srimati Durgabai.
मध्य प्रदेश की इन बेटियों पर पूरे देश को मान है सूर्य की तरह चमक रहा लहरी अवनी का नाम है.
Following them is the tableau of Odisha. The The tableau of the state of Odisha depicts the wonderful achievements of women empowerment as well as state's rich handicraft and handloom sector. We see 8 girls dancing beside the tableau on our side and 8 on the other side. Elephant is considered as the powerhouse of energy and strength. That is what they are depicting here in front of the tableau. Also, the central tableau highlights women involvement in handicrafts and handloom sectors, and the war horse of Konark temple, symbolizing Odisha's rapid progress in shaping a developed India.
And after the tableau of Odisha, slowly coming towards the saluting dais is the tableau of Chhattisgarh. Adim Janasansad of Bastar Mooriya Darbar. The tradition of Mooriya Darbar is more than 600-year-old and has been an important part of the world-famous event of Bastar Dashera. The front part of the tableau denotes the female-dominant nature of tribal communities of Bastar. The middle part of the tableau depicts the ancient tribal form of the parliament in Bastar known as Mooriya Darbar, and the rear side of the tableau depicts a place named Limau Raja, situated in Bade Dongar, the ancient capital Bastar. According to folklore, in ancient times where there were no kings, the tribal community used to make decisions amongst themselves by placing a lemon on a throne naturally made of stone. This tradition later took the form of Mooriya Darbar.
We now have the tableau from Rajasthan. Vikasit Bharat mein Padharo Mare Desh Rajasthan. A demonstration of the development of women's handicraft industries along with the festive culture of Rajasthan. The Ghumar dance of Rajasthan, which is the traditional dance that is practiced by the women of Rajasthan, being showcased there. We also see the beautiful statue of Mirabai, a symbol of devotion and power. The rich handicraft traditions, including bandage, bagru and applique, all skillfully being shown on the tableau over here. We can also see the 2 camels adorned with Gorband, the legacy of the Camel Utsav.
No doubts that the inspiration for Indian democracy is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The tableau of Maharashtra is approaching the saluting days, with Rajmata Jijao right in front, holding the baby Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj on her laps, and under the guidance of Rajmata Jijao and inspired by her thoughts, the dream of Hindu Swaraj became a reality. In the tractor session of the tableau in front of us, Rajmata Jijao is seen teaching child Shivaji the lessons of politics, equality, justice and equanimity. The trailer up front shows the edict of Maharaja as well as royal insignia. There are 4 dancers on our side, 4 on the other, 1 behind the tableau, and it says Satyameva Jayate.
Coming up after the Maharashtra tableau is the tableau of Andhra Pradesh. On the theme Transforming School Education in Andhra Pradesh, making students globally competitive, the tableau of Andhra Pradesh is on the subject Transforming School Education. Government of Andhra Pradesh strongly believes that education is an asset. It has thus brought revolutionary reforms and innovative schemes in the education sector and is moving ahead with the goal of making students global. The first part of the tableau shows a traditional form of education where the children get the education from their elders. And the latter part of the tableau shows the innovation and the modernization in education and IT sector.
We now see an utterly mesmerizing spectacle, the tableau from Ladakh, the land of the high passes, the land of breathtaking landscapes, alpine meadows and lakes. This is the tableau from Ladakh, highlighting a Ladakhi village, exemplifying Ladakh's commitment to elevating living standards, providing electricity, education and sustainable resources. We can see homes equipped with solar panels, emblematic of the region's progressiveness. Children studying under bright lights. We also see Ladakhis performing various economic activities, producing apricot jams, crafting wooden articles, truly representing the life in Ladakh. And also the Ladakhi hilltop, which has the crown of the world's highest motorable road, Umangla Pass.
Well, now approaching the saluting days is the tableau of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu's tableau represents the Kuddavolai system, implemented during the 10th century Chola era in Tamil Nadu, a foundational precursor to democracy. The tableau also depicts representative selection process. After all the votes are cast in the pot, all the people from the particular ward stand in line to cast their voting tickets into the pot. That's what we see in front of us. The tableau includes a scale model of Vaikunda Perumal temple in Uthiramerur, where Kudavalai system is featured in practice. There are 4 dancers on our sides with the drums, followed by the dancers on the other side, and here comes the music.
Now approaching the saluting days is the tableau of Gujarat, with the theme Dhordo, a global icon of Gujarat's border tourism. The theme is Dhordo, global icon, as it has been awarded the prestigious title of the best tourism village by the United Nations World Tourism Organization. The tableau ingeniously captures Gujarat's geographical location through a rotating globe at the forefront. Above this globe, the map of Gujarat unfolds, showcasing the unique Kutchi houses known as Bhunga. As the tableau progresses, women dressed in traditional attire grace the scene, engaging in the traditional Garba. And recently, UNESCO recognized Gujarat's Garba as part of the intangible cultural heritage. A source of immense pride, not only for every Gujarati, but for every Indian.
Coming up next, we have the tableau from Meghalaya, which is showing an enchanting display of Meghalaya's cherry blossoms, transforming the landscape into a canvas awash in delicate shades of pink. What a mesmerizing scheme, showing a dreamy springtime paradise. This portrayal symbolizes renewal, fleeting beauty, and the arrival of spring, inviting viewers to immerse themselves in Meghalaya's cherry blossom season. Also on the offering and shown here is the freshwater scuba diving sites in the Umangot River. Divers emerging from the crystal clear water surrounded by vibrant aquatic life.
Now we get a glimpse of the tableau of Jharkhand. It's painted green with the traditional artwork, followed by the brown paintings, the dancers on either sides, the dhol, and of course the toshas now being played. It also depicts the tableau in front of us about the tussar silk, once known as Kosa or Vanya silk, which is the rich heritage of Jharkhand. Upon the tableau, the resilience of tribal women in production of tussar silk is showcased, and how it has become so popular in European countries. As they approach the saluting days, they look so happy and they dance in tandem.
And coming up next, as we can hear the whole of Kartavya Path chanting Jai Shri Ram. This is the tableau of Uttar Pradesh. The people have literally stood up, folding their hands, roaring in excitement. The theme Ayodhya, Viksit Bharat, Samridh Virasat. The consecration ceremony of Ram Lala was held on the 22nd of January 2024 in Ayodhya. The front of the tableau symbolizes this event, showcasing the childhood image of Prabhu Ram Lala. The trailer reflects Uttar Pradesh's path and pace of progress, propelled by cultural heritage. The Kalash symbol, the Magh Mela in Prayagraj, and the Mahakumbh to be held in 2025. The front portion also shows the great pillars of the Ram Mandir, one of the most grand structures in the world, depicting the temple.
आज धरा के भाग्य खोले हैं पावन बेलाई राम लला ने
LED screen shows the dynamic image of the fast-paced construction work of the world's fourth largest international airport, Jewar Airport. Alongside is the world's largest mobile phone manufacturing factory operating from Noida, an extensive expressway network of the state. UP boasts of 6 operational and 7 under construction expressways.
Coming up next is the tableau from Telangana. The theme being democracy at the grassroots, the legacy of Telangana's freedom fighters. In the heart of the Telangana, the courageous and heroic efforts of its individuals like Komaram Bhima Ramji Gond being shown here in the tableau. Also being shown is how in contemporary times, the establishment of Gram Sabhas and Panchayats have empowered local tribal population, ensuring their rightful claims to Jal, Jungle and Zameen.
Following them is the tableau of Indian Space Research Organization. The tricolor in front of the tableau, which says Bharatiya Antariksha Anusandhan Sangathan, written in Hindi, and it displays the Chandrayaan 3. The mission launched on 14 July 2023. On August 23, 2023, the spacecraft accomplished a soft landing on the moon, and the day was named as India's National Space Day by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The head of the table is the launch vehicle, the middle section, women scientists depicting Nari Shakti, and the third section is the soft landing on moon.
Now coming up next is the tableau of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, the reason for joining Jai Vigyan and Jai Anusandhan to Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan. The visually enchanting tableau of the CSIR aligns with the Viksit Bharat theme. It is on the Purple Revolution ushered through the lavender cultivation in Jammu and Kashmir. And as I can see, Anoop, even the carpets of the Kartavya Path on both the north and the south are of jasmine, the purple color.
Absolutely, what a vital thing that you've noted, and it's absolutely matching the tableau that's passing here on the Kartavya Path right now. The tableau narrating the story of lavender cultivation, harvesting, processing and product development, and also lab to market, the new culture of startups in India. The beautiful tableau now approaching the saluting base. The middle section showing the scientific intervention of the CSR scientists.
लेवेंडर हर एक खेत में लगाओ तीन ट्रैक्टर घर घर
The next tableau from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The theme, Responsible AI for Social Empowerment. One can see the tableau showing a female robot depicting artificial intelligence in a thinking posture, depicting a 3D scale model of a chip, circuit design on the sides with LED lights showcasing energy that AI carries to the people of India. Also shown is the role of AI in health sector and also in logistics and education. One can see AI in monitoring cattle health and helping visually impaired people navigate.
Sagarmala. That's the tableau of Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, depicting the vision of Honorable Prime Minister to catalyze port-led development through Sagarmala program. The front portion of the tableau is colored in black as of the front part of a ship with the Navy's captain on board. They also show how 1100% increase in the number of women seafarers for the last 9 years are the opportunities given to the women. The women are walking, in fact marching besides the tableau in the perfect naval uniform. The seafarers. The rear portion of the tableau highlights the initiatives of the ministry towards development of lighthouse and cruise tourism. That is the Swadesh Darshan scheme of the Government of India.
Coming up next is the ITBP Ministry of Home Affairs tableau showcasing the vibrant villages. This is a very important and unique vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, for which the VV program was announced in February 2022. The Ministry of Home Affairs tableau on vibrant villages through symbolism and various themes depicts how rich culture, activities and infrastructure development, including roads and vibrant villages, are bringing vibrancy, holistic economic viability and prosperity. The front part of the tableau portrays folk dances and traditional attire from Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh. The trailer portion shows Arunachal Pradesh and ecotourism. The middle portion of the trailer showcases Om Parvat and Ganga River for religious tourism, and the rear section showcases various activities like river rafting, paragliding and skiing.
Coming up next is the tableau from the Ministry of External Affairs celebrating the success of the G20 summit. The MEA tableau depicting the successful completion of India's G20 presidency and its achievements. We can see the Nalanda Mahavihara surmounted by the G20 logo. The theme Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, also being shown on the tableau here. We can also see two hands in the Namaste Mudra, one hand showing the Indian flag and the other the African Union's flag. The spiral upward movement of the woman across the world is depicting woman-led development. And on the sides, digital public infrastructure success being shown here.
India has been revered as mother of democracies globally as the largest democratic setup at all levels of governance. The Election Commission of India's tableau comes in next, revered as the most significant pillar of this democracy. The tableau denotes every vote counts, and there is an index finger just in front of the voting machine, thereby telling that the pressing of a button can cast a strong vote. The magnitude of the parliamentary election 2024 is depicted, whereby approximately 96 crore electors will be touched. No voter will be left behind, that's what the tableau says. And also the artists walking besides the tableau, holding the placards that your vote is vital.
Now coming up next is the Central Public Works Department tableau. One of the most prettiest sights on Kartavya Path today, the theme Central Vista, Vikasit Bharat Ka Pratibimb. One of the greatest infrastructural changes in the history of India's timeline. The Central Vista project, the reflection of modern, strong, self-reliant and developed Bharat. After 75 years of independence, the country became free from the name of Rajpath, which was reminiscent of slavery. The newly developed Kartavya Path and new Parliament House leave an indelible mark on the world map. It's a reflection of the new India. And we can see the Urban Affairs Minister Shri Hardeep Singh Puri standing and applauding.
Coming close on heels of the CPWD tableau, we have the Ministry of Culture's tableau. The theme being Bharat, Mother of Democracy. This tableau is of two parts. The first part showing the democratic traditions. Portraying the Vedic period, it shows Buddha and Jain sages promoting dialogue. In the second part, one can see the Indian Constitution being handed over to the first president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Displayed all over are democratic symbols like Mahajanpads, Chariot of Hampi, Constituent Assembly, and elections through curvatured LED.
लोकतंत्र प्राचीन काल से सामाजिक सद्भाव, समावेशकता, समानता, समरसता और स्वतंत्रता से परिपूर्ण रहा है। वेदों में सभा, समिति और संसद जैसी जन भागीदारी वाली संस्थाओं के उल्लेख इसके प्रमाण हैं। महाजनपदों में हमारी समृद्ध लोकतांत्रिक विरासत का उल्लेख मिलता है। जैन और बौद्ध दर्शन में भी
That was the Ministry of Culture. Anup, how about the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Culture getting together for a cultural extravaganza?
Absolutely, and I think we can see that happening right here already.
That's Vande Bharatam, with the theme of cultural expression of women power, accomplishment through resolve. There'll be a group of 1,500 dancers giving the message of unity in diversity on this majestic platform of Kartavya Path. The grand performance includes 30 folk dance styles uniquely prevalent in different states of the country, like Kuchipudi, Kathak, Bharatnatyam, Kshatriya, Mohiniyattam, Odishi and Manipuri, as well as contemporary classical dance and Bollywood styles.
Manish, let me say that number once again. 1,500 dancers on the Kartavya Path. It's like the whole of Kartavya Path is dancing to the tune of India's progress. 120 dancers have also donned masks, which is from the Purulia Chao tradition, related to various tribal and folk performing arts, and 120 dancers performing dances with traditional umbrellas and other artistic objects from Gujarat and Manipur, Kerala and Maharashtra. Out of the total 1,500 female artists, 199 are tribal dance artists, 486 are folk dance artists, 399 dancers are related to classical dancers, and 56 from Bollywood.
And the already vibrant Kartavya Path has taken on another dimension totally. We can see shades of green, white, pink, orange and all colors fathomable. It is an absolute color riot here at the Kartavya Path. We are going to witness an act which is unprecedented. The entire Kartavya Path lined with 1,500 artists from all over who are going to be presenting different acts simultaneously.
And the applause coming already. That's to warm them up, cheer them up. Never ever has it happened on Kartavya Path. On a Republic Day, that 1,500 artists will perform together. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen.
We are going to see an act that is conceptualized by Dr. Sandhya Purecha, Chairperson Sangeet Natak Academy, and scripted by Subhash Sehgal. The show has been choreographed by Devendra Shelar. The music has been composed by Ranjit Barut, and the background voice is of Harish Bhimani.
And I can already see Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani ji, the Ministry of Women and Child Development's in charge, and also the Minister for the Ministry of Minority Affairs, standing up proudly and taking a video of the whole atmosphere, feeling so happy. And now she's telling about all the cultural performances that are about to happen to the people who are sitting around her and her husband as well.
And look at the artists. With their namaskar style, all of them, all 1,500 artists, doing a namaskar to the Honorable President of India, who is sitting on our list on the saluting days. The Honorable Chief Guest also, Emmanuel Macron, the President of France. This is the moment where everyone is on their feet.
Masks, cutouts of musical instruments, the chhatris, all here on the Kartavya path, and here we go, the hands being risen and all the artists twirling, and the performance begins.
शून्य के आविष्कार से डिजिटल विश्व में व्यापक छलांगे, पंचांगों के खगोलीय गणित से चंद्रयान की सफलता, दुनिया के कॉर्पोरेट क्षेत्र में भारतीयों का सम्मानजनक रुतबा, विश्व शक्ति की डगर पर बढ़ते कदम, ये परिणाम है देश हित को समर्पित सोच का, सधे हुए सन्निष्ठ नेतृत्व का, कर्मयोग के कार्यान्वयन का। ये है संकल्प से सिद्धि। वंदे भारतम।
Their smiles, their confidence, and their moves. Everything is just fascinating. A true showcase of the culture, the vibrancy of India, and the rich heritage which is being carried forward and handed over to a careful future generation.
Different dance moves and different things being shown here by each group. An absolute wonder to watch how each of them just keeps to their brief and performs their act, not distracted by what the others are doing around them.
And Anoop, they're not just one set of groups, they are one in a multiple. They're like showcasing a true execution of unity in diversity.
Not a single form of Indian form of dancing has been left here. Imagine 1,500 performers, 1,500 aspirations, 1,500 strengthening bonds that they build, different dance forms. As the music changes, the fervor does not. It's growing up.
Some of them are playing the dhol, some of them have pots on their heads. Imagine the parents with all that excitement. Anoop, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Padharo Mare Desh. Come and see the vibrancy of India. Come and see how India can be different, unique, and still be united and together. Unity in diversity. That is what my motherland is. That is what my Bharat is.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, The dancers depicting Bengal's Chow dance. At the forefront, one after the other, they keep coming with their vibrant colored uniforms, perform their dance moves, and go at the back. Contribute as a group. What is depicted is Ma Durga. Ma Durga slaying the demons. And along with her is Lord Hanuman. And now comes the Gita.
Let's go to Punjab. From Bengal to Punjab.
The boys doing shava shava in the commentary booth here. An absolute privilege to be here and bringing to you this eyewitness account from the Kartavya Path. The artist moving in circles, 2 circles simultaneously, one on the outside and one on the inside. The ones with the instruments raising the chant.
The Honorable President is all smiles. Her smile is a blessing to these 1,500 artists. And the French President, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, is ecstatic. So is our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. That is the chant that brings India together and raises goosebumps even through everything that we are experiencing here.
This is what we live for. Our country is our mother. We are friends to all. We welcome all.
Okay, Manish, tell me which is your favorite color from what we can see from here on the Kartavya Path.
It can't be better than the brightest pink on your left. Look at that.
And what about you, Weber?
Well, Anoop, I would say it's like the rainbow here. I cannot pick any color. Well, Munish has picked his. I think it's the rainbow. What's yours, Anoop?
Absolutely beautiful over here, and we can see that people are making videos of this beautiful performance that is coming up on the Kartavya Path.
They are dancing on the Kartavya Path. They are dancing in the spectators' gallery. They are dancing at the control booths. Their dances all over. That's what India is all about. We live with unity. We live together.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's someone else in the commentary booth who did not come on the forefront, but did a miraculous job in bringing this lovely broadcast to you, continuously giving us our support. I would like to ask my producer, Gaurav Chandra, right here. How are you feeling about all of this, Gaurav?
It is all enlightening and shows the unity of the state.
Gaurav, as we were talking about the favorite colors, what do you think is yours in this extravaganza of colors?
This day, that could be nothing other than our flag. It's saffron, white, green.
When you see an event of this magnitude and scale, one always wonders how much practice it must have taken to put up a display like this. Absolutely breathtaking, beautiful, and awe-inspiring.
they all dance, synchronizing with the peacock dance, the Tao dance, the Giddas, all synchronizing together. Imagine what they'll do to these youngsters ahead. What a great day for them. What a great day for our country.
I can see masks lined up. These are big masks showcasing different either tribal characters or the almighties that the tribals or the general populace prays to. They're wearing their turbans, even the masks. Can you imagine what immaculate depiction has been done? The pink chhatras, the white chatras, all of them playing the roles. It's not just a depiction. They're actually performing and performing in a brilliant way. There were girls in white pajamas and red t-shirts who just did a yoga performance. Can you imagine traditional, classical and yoga performances together, Manish?
The Odishi dancers, the Bharatnatyam, the Kathak dancers have come in. They're all doing their movements and they're synchronizing the tune, the beats. And here they are as they go down in their postures of a namaskar, waving the Honorable President, the spectators. It's a standing ovation. The tricolors in their hands. There are 1,500 tricolors on Kartavya Path with the artists at the moment.
Triangular, square, circular, different formations being made here right now as the tricolor is being waved, and the troupe divides itself into two and take two different directions to the left and the right and goes away from the center of the saluting base on the Kartavya Path.
And as these wonderful artists depart to the left and right of the saluting base, the crowd is going berserk. Everyone from the union ministers to the dignitaries. I can see Sri Arjun Ram Meghwal with his saffron and green turban clapping all around with such exuberance.
And let's not forget the Honorable President applauding them, the Honorable Prime Minister applauding them. It's a big day for all these artists. Well then, we're just shifting gears now from the artists to the courageous. The Central Armed Police women personnel will be exhibiting their prowess of Nari Shakti at Kartavya Path. 265 women bikers on motorcycles showcasing bravery, valor and determination. It's over to our colleague Bhuvan Apurva Jha to take us along.
Thank you, Manish. Dear listeners, I suggest turning up the volumes because Kartavya Path is about to witness a parade of pure adrenaline. From the land of vibrant saris and steely resolve, it's the women of the Central Armed Police Forces, their engines roaring and spirits soaring, ready to paint Republic Day 2023 with the colors of their courage and camaraderie. The Central Armed Police Forces women personnel, my dear listeners, will be exhibiting the prowess of Nari Shakti at Kartavya Path in a few moments from now. 265 women bikers on motorcycles showcasing bravery, valor and determination of the Indian women who are deployed across the length and breadth of the nation, providing Sarvatra Suraksha. Dear listeners, you can also expect the exhibition of the strength of Indian values and culture, including yoga, which will provide our Nari with the mental strength to achieve their goals. Dear listeners, we are moments away from this daredevil display that will be put on in front of us by the women daredevils of our Central Armed Police Forces, spanning the CRPF, the BSF, and the SSB at this majestic, hallowed, auspicious boulevard that is Kartavya Path. In attendance, the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, the guest of honor this morning, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, the Cabinet, the Council of Ministers, and more importantly, the people of India who are all standing as I come to you live from Kartavya Path. Everyone is standing, waiting for the arrival of our women daredevil bikers as they will be performing a series of maneuvers, a series of trajectories that will be put in front of us, a display of their gallantry, display of their valor. I can spot all the children who are sitting and having the best seats in the house atop the shoulders of their parents, as I can spot the first formation led by Commandant Abhivadan, Assistant Commandant Seema Nag, coming in hot and heavy from the southern side. Friends, let me remind you, these aren't your average riders. They are the living embodiment of Nari Shakti, goddesses of the borders, their helmets adorned with the national emblem, eyes glistening with the spirit of a nation, celebrating 75 years of being a republic. And here she comes, Assistant Commandant Seema Nag, now presenting a salute. An intricate display of balance. Can you hear the rumble of their powerful machines, dear listeners? They're not just motorcycles, they're extensions of their will. Each twist of the throttle, a testament to their unwavering dedication to duty. Constable Amandeep Kaur and 25 others now leading the way, weaving through formations with the precision of a laser beam, followed by Inspector Pramila Sethi, showcasing the tech edge of our forces, defying gravity and, dare I say, our expectations. Following Inspector Pramila Sethi is Constable Anupam with 15 others. Their daredevilry has left everyone here grasping as they balance on their motorcycles, the tricolour fluttering with a flourish. Next up we have the display of Nari Shakti that continues this morning on Kartavya Path as Inspector Shehnaz Khatoon with 13 others. A mesmerizing tango of trust and control. Inches from disaster, may I say, yet as steady as a mountain. These are the daredevils, the women daredevils of our Central Armed Police Forces, spanning the CRPF, the BSF, the SSB, showcasing the finest on this glorious morning, on this auspicious morning, on the day we celebrate our 75th Republic Day. Don't go anywhere because Inspector Sonia Bawri is en route with 27 others. She will be showcasing yoga, which we incorporate in our daily routine. The strength of Indian values and culture being displayed here this morning. Such an intricate tango of gravity-defying skills coupled with the determination that is a true testament to the commitment of these Veer Naris. As they salute the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, not a single soul is sitting down, my friends. Everyone up on their feet. Can you hear the roar of the crowd, my friends? It is absolutely astounding. One single rider atop her bike, balancing it on a ladder. These are things you are best left to only these Veer Naris. You can imagine the amount of practice and discipline and commitment that is required to pull off such an intricate maneuver. Dare I say, for those of you who are watching this on Doordarshan or listening to us on All India Radio, do not try this at home, because this is the product of unwavering commitment and dedication to one's duty. As women after women are Veer Naris, passing one after the other, everyone up on their feet, the whole crowd breaking up into impromptu applause here. It's a sight to behold. This is the sight of New India that we often hear about. Every individual, including the cabinet ministers, the council of ministers, ambassadors, dignitaries, members from academia, intelligentsia, everyone, including the children who are the most excited, visibly so, getting inspired, no doubt, at this rare act that is put in front of us on this very auspicious day, Republic Day, the 75th. And for the final formation coming in from our CAPF Veer Naris, Constable Vandana Yadav with 47 others, showcasing the pyramid of unity and inclusiveness of Indian women. Friends, may I say, what is being witnessed here is more than just a daredevil performance. It is a symphony of steel, strength and spirit A testament to the power of women who break barriers and redefine the meaning of valor. These are the daughters of India, etching their names not just on Kartavya Path, my dear listeners, but also on the annals of our nation's pride. And if you thought that, well, the Josh was in short supply here at Kartavya Path, well, bear with me. Give it a few seconds, because in a few moments from now, we are going to have the fly past, comprising the French Air Force, the Indian Air Force, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Army, that will be put in display in front of our attendees, including the chief guest this morning, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, the French President. Dear listeners, time to grab your parachutes and prepare to plummet headlong into the stratosphere. You are listening to me on Akashvani, and we are about to witness an aerial tapestry woven with audacity and adrenaline, courtesy of our Indian Armed Forces. Give it a few seconds and you will feel the tremor in your bones, the earth thrumming with the primal roar of jets and helis that are inbound. If I just tell you about the route that all of these jets and helis will be taking in front of us, they'll be coming in from the left atop Raisina Hill, just over the President House, then in front of us here at Kartavya Path, then to our right over India Gate and National War Memorial, and then finally out of our eyesight. As you can hear and I can spot coming in from the distant horizon, the first formation, the Prachand formation, comprising one light combat helicopter in lead with two Apache helicopters and two advanced light helicopters Mark IV in echelon. Coming in hot and heavy in an arrow formation, every individual up on their feet, looking to catch the first glimpse of these mean machines of the Indian Air Force. It's a misty morning, the sun is playing hide and seek with us here today, but that has not dampened the josh, the fervor, the excitement of all present here on this very special day, on this auspicious day, on a Republic Day, the 75th. As here it comes, the first formation, the Prachanda formation, comprising one light combat helicopter in lead with two Apaches and two advanced light helicopters. There they come. That's the roar of the helis, my friends. The Prachanda formation presenting an aerial salute to the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu. And after the Prachanda formation, we await the arrival of the Tangel formation, comprising one Dakota with two Dorniers in echelon, flying in Vic formation. And for those of you, the history of Inados, well, the Dakotas, war-torn yet ageless, lumber past, their corrugated skin whispering tales of valor from a bygone era. Those of you who are interested in current affairs would know that the Dakotas have played an instrumental role in the liberation of Bangladesh. And here they come, the Dakota is inbound, escorted by two Dorniers on either side, presenting an aerial salute to Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Honorable President of India. The Dakotas now flying just out of our eyesight atop Raisina Hill, followed by the Arjun formation, comprising one C-295 aircraft in lead with two C-130Js in echelon. The C-295, one of the biggest transporters that exists across continents, capable of landing on prepared and semi-prepared surfaces, has performed amicably and with distinction in the Daulat Beg Oldie sector in Jammu and Kashmir. The Arjun formation, I can spot it coming in hot and heavy from the side of Raisina Hill. One C-295 with two C-130Js. Everyone's neck craning from left to right. Dear listeners, neck spasms don't matter tonight, do they? When the fittest, the best, the meanest of Indian Air Force is at display, you watch, and there are the Dakotas, the C-295. The roar of the C-295 must be transmitting on your radio sets and digital devices, I'm sure of it. But don't go anywhere, because the next up we have our eye in the sky. The Netra formation, comprising one advanced early warning aircraft with 2 Sukhoi 30s in echelon, which will be flying in Vic formation. The Netra capable of detecting multiple enemy aircrafts at one time and then directing our own to annihilate them. The early warning control and systems aircraft, one of the most potent aircrafts in the arsenal of Indian Air Force, a regular at Republic Day parades for those of you who are listening to us on All India Radio and Akashvani, and here it comes. That's the roar of the early warning and control aircraft, our eye in the sky, making a performance and an appearance on Republic Day, the 75th. After the Netra formation, we have the Varuna formation, comprising 1 P-8I aircraft with 2 Sukhoi 30s in echelon. That will be coming in Vic formation, the Varuna formation, now coming in from the side of Raisina Hill. I can spot them against the morning haze that has descended here on this hallowed boulevard that is Kartavya Path, on this auspicious day that is a Republic Day, in front of our esteemed dignitaries, including the French President, His Excellency, Mr. Emmanuel Macron. The P-8I aircraft coming in fast. You blink, you miss. That's the deal here. The 2 Sukhoi 30s escorting the P-8I as it slowly but surely flies over the India Gate and National War Memorial Complex. Following the Varuna formation, we have the Bhim formation. The C-17 now making an appearance, escorted by 2 Sukhoi 30s in echelon, which will be streaming fuel and will be flying past in Vic formation. The C-17 is one of the heaviest transporter aircrafts in the arsenal of Indian military. Has performed with distinction, not just in the northern sector, but also in the eastern sector. The C-17 is one of the largest transporter aircrafts currently in operation, and all of us here will bear testimony and witness to how huge it is, as here it comes. The C-17, it's a huge, massive, humongous aircraft. Wing to wing, it spans the length of almost a football field. The C-17, even at a distance, even at an altitude, it looks huge, my dear listeners. And after the transporters, now we await the arrival of our destroyers. And first up, we await the arrival for the first time ever. The Tejas aircraft, one of the most visible, shining examples of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, developed indigenously by the DRDO. The Tejas aircraft, for the first time ever, will be making an appearance in front of the Indian public above Kartavya Path here on Republic Day, the 75th. Everyone looking towards the left, towards Rashtrapati Bhavan, President House, as that is the side from where the 4 Tejas aircrafts will be coming in hot and heavy. Phones out, everyone wanting to capture a particular moment here, and why shouldn't they? When the best, the fittest, the meanest, the smartest of Indian Air Force, Indian Army and Indian Navy is on display, you watch and there they go! That's the Tejas aircrafts. 4 Tejas aircrafts making an appearance on our 75th Republic Day, a shining tribute to the collective efforts the nation has undertaken in the last 10 years as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India policy. And following the Tejas formation, we await the arrival of the Amrit formation, comprising 6 Jaguar aircrafts that will fly past the water channel north of Kartavya Path in Arrowhead formation. The Arrowhead formation, my dear listeners, pierces the heavens, a metallic spear aimed at the heart of fear. The 6 Jaguar aircrafts will be traveling at excess of 500 kilometers per hour. I suggest turning up the volumes because the roar of the Jaguars is something to behold. You blink, you miss, that's the deal here, and here they come! Here they come! That's the roar of the Jaguars, my dear listeners. 6 Jaguar aircrafts in arrowhead formation, presenting an aerial salute to the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, and the whole crowd breaks into applause. I'm sure it is transmitting on your radio sets and digital devices. But hold your breath, friends, because as I told you, our pride, our enemies, envy, 6 Rafale aircrafts will be traveling and coming in together, flying in the Marut formation. These aerial artists rewrite the rules of gravity, my dear friends, transforming their jets into celestial brushstrokes, painting the sky with impossible maneuvers, and there are the Rafales! India's pride, our enemies' envy, the Rafale aircraft, capable of striking deep into enemy territory and their hearts, making an appearance on Republic Day, the 75th. And now we await the arrival of 3 Sukhoi 30s Mark 1 aircrafts, flying in Trishul formation and at the speed of, believe it or not, 900 kilometers per hour. The 3 Sukhoi 30s will be coming in hot and heavy, and thereafter that we will await the arrival of the pièce de résistance this morning. But to that, in a mere moment, everyone here, as I have been mentioning, up on their feet. It doesn't matter if you're a child, if you're a man, a woman, a senior citizen, everyone is up, and there they come! The 3 Sukhoi 30s in Trishul formation, as potent as Shiva's trident, as versatile as Shiva's trident. The Trishul formation eliciting a huge applause from the crowd here. The haze, the morning haze, the limited visibility has done nothing to dampen the spirits of all present here. And now for the pièce de résistance this morning, as a single Rafale aircraft flying in at 900 kilometers per hour will pull up for the vertical Charlie and carry out multiple turns. The culmination of the parade, a breathtaking display of daredevilry, of precision, of discipline by our airmen, as we await the arrival of the Rafale for the vertical Charlie maneuver. And here it comes, and here it goes! Pulling up at straight 90 degrees vertical lift. You cannot imagine the G-forces that will be acting on the pilot at this moment. Exceptional discipline. He's still going up, oh my God. What a fitting tribute to a glorious day. The motto of Indian Air Force, Nabha Sparsham Deeptam, touch the sky with glory. Well, here it is. A direct display of touching the sky with glory. The single aircraft carrying out multiple turns. Everyone up on their feet, looking skyward, still hoping to catch the last glimpse of the Rafale that went up. And well, there you have it, folks. The grand finale etched not just on Kartavya Path, but upon the very conscience of the world. The Indian Armed Forces, in a symphony of steel and spirit, have just redefined the meaning of air power. But let me tell you, friends, this wasn't just a display of technological prowess. It was a message, a thunderous roar echoing across borders, a visual manifesto for peace and prosperity, and the unwavering resolve of a nation celebrating 75 years of freedom. On that note, I'll take you back to the main saluting days to my colleagues who will be carrying forward this glorious day for you. Over to you.
Thank you, Bhuvan, for that wonderful, wonderful commentary of the fly past, and also how the women showcase their valor and strength. This is one of the spectacular parts of the Republic Day Parade. where it's culminated with the fly past, the Tejas, Sukhoi, MKI-30, the MiG-29s. The old age Dakota were on display today. Speaking about the Tejas, the Jaguars, of course, this is the moment to rejoice as India celebrates 75 years of its republic. We here at Kartavya Path now look the President's bodyguards, the mounted regiment coming from our left towards the saluting days. And as they approach the saluting days, they'll be assembling right in front of the Honorable President Draupadi Murmuji, in front of the national emblem.
Absolutely, and the President's bodyguard absolutely stealing the show whenever they arrive on the Kartavya Path. With their gold and blue ceremonial pagris, the red angrankas and the gold girdle. White gloves, white breeches, black long boots with spurs. Their lances, 9 feet 9 inches long, traditional red and white cavalry colors strapped to them, implying blood over surrender. We have the President's bodyguards with their mounts trotting in, taking positions opposite the saluting base on the Kartavya Path.
The lances ready, the pennants flying in the wind of valor. And shortly there'll be a command, and afterwards the national anthem. Bharat Mata Ki Jai!
Those were the chants at Kartavya Path, not only in the commentary box, but everywhere, every individual present here, showcasing the strength and unity that we live with. The President bodyguards, right in front of the saluting days, stand handsomely. With the flags in their hand, they are the men of valor. They are the courageous men of our great country.
We have the President's buggy coming in, moving in opposite to the saluting base, and we have the Honorable President, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, being escorted down from the saluting base with the chief guest, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, the Defense Minister, Shri Rajnath Singh, also accompanying the Honorable President and the Honorable Prime Minister down from the saluting base.
And the discipline in the Tri-Services Chiefs and the CDS showing in perfect unison, along with the Raksha Rajya Mantri Dr. Ajay Bhatt, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, and Defense Secretary Shri Giridhar Aramane. As we can see that on the red carpet with their ADCs, the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu. Our chief guest, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron, waving his hands to the public, and his diplomats as well. Everyone's so happy and proud with the magnificent extravaganza which they've just witnessed.
When numerous mobile phones are there to catch the glimpse of this grand finale. The President, the Prime Minister, the chief guest of Republic Parade, everybody is so ecstatic as Raksha Mantri now greets the Honorable President. She waits and speaks to Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh ji, probably congratulating him on that perfect display today.
And Munish, we can see that everybody in the audience has stood up as a mark of respect as we see the Honorable President exchanging pleasantries and moving towards the buggy. We have the crowd looking at her and quite a few of them waving towards that direction.
As chivalrous as always, our Honourable Prime Minister waiting for the Chief Guest and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, to get on the buggy to be ceremonially escorted back to the President's house.
Good to see that the Honorable President Draupadi Murmu led the chief guest climb the buggy first. And when he climbed the buggy, he stood. He did not sit. He waited for the Honorable President to come up. But before that, I really liked that pat by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The pat on the French President.
Well, I think it's the bonhomie that shows. And that is exactly what is seen by everyone. The friendship between India and France, when the leaders exchange pleasantries like that.
The President now seated in her buggy, now moving and being escorted by the elite President's bodyguards.
And the canter of the horses, the canter of the cavalry begins again. The lances coming down. The pennants now not waving in the wind. Going back, taking their leader. The buggy with a lovely maroonish red in the seats. Dark coffee black on its outskirts. And the national emblem shining in gold.
As the French President waves on his right, the Honorable President of India towards our side, she's waving to the crowd, both sides. Everybody raising their hands and waving. The First Lady of our country, our President, Draupadi Murmuji.
And also moving out behind the buggy, we can see the limousines and the cars that are part of the cavalcade of the President. We can now see all the dignitaries standing. We still have at the base of the saluting days the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the Honorable Vice President Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, and the Defence Minister. Slowly we have the cars moving in.
And now the motorcade of the Honourable Vice President, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, along with his wife, Sudesh Dhankar. Now reaching the saluting days.
I'll tell you what, Vaibhav, the moment the dignitaries were climbing down the saluting days, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji had already started waving the crowd on his left, his cabinet, and here he is. With all those greetings, pleasantries exchanged between the Prime Minister and the Honorable Vice President, the formal namaskar, exchanging the smiles, the expressions, they hold their hands together, the namaskar by the Vice President, and as he gets seated in his car, what a memorable Republic Day it must have been for him as well.
Humility everywhere. You might be the Vice President, you might be the Prime Minister or the Raksha Mantri, but you never forget our culture. And that is why these leaders are so popular. They're loved all over the country and amongst the Indian diaspora. Even now, as the Prime Minister awaits for his humongous motorcade to reach the saluting days, the Prime Minister is actually walking towards the people now.
Well, he's not going towards the motorcade. He's just took a vertical right. And there he is waving to the crowds. He's gone to the right side of the saluting days and he's waving to his people.
And this is the charisma of this Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. This is his connect with his people. This is his spontaneity that steals the heart of all Indians. Crossing the Kartavya path, moving across to the other side. moving into the stands and waving at the audience who've been sitting here to witness the parade since morning. This is going to be iconic, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks iconic because the entire cavalcade has gone to our left towards the Rashtrapati Bhavan, except two black cars that's moving with the Honorable Prime Minister. And he's gone wide ahead, diagonally to our right, and he's actually going towards the people, very close to the railings, to the flower pot decorations, and he's waving his people.
And I think, you know what, Manish, by now everybody's got used to this. They just know that he will not let a moment go where he will not take a chance and connect with the common man, the ordinary citizen who's out there. Mind you, he's not moving towards where the dignitaries are. He's gone right there where the common man of India is. Right here on the Kartavya Path, our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, waving to everyone as he moves down to the next stand.
And I can see our Honorable Prime Minister waving to the crowds. The security personnel are actually having a difficult time controlling the crowds. Everyone wants to come to the railings, which are put between the seating areas and the Kartavya Path. They want a glimpse of their leader. They want to be clicked with the leader. They want their leader to be with them, to talk to him. But then, unfortunately, we cannot have that word right now. But at least he's there. And as rightly mentioned by Anup, he's not going to the dignitaries, he's not mentioning everything to the diplomats, but what he's doing is he's connecting with the common man.
An enigma called Shri Narendra Modi, acknowledging the band as he crosses the emblem, the floral display. He waves now to the enclosure where we have our special invitees seated. The special invitees from different specters of society, beneficiaries of different schemes, the Super 100. We see him waving to them and they are joyously standing up and waving back. He again crosses the Kartavya Path and this time he takes another detour and comes across this side of the Kartavya Path where our commentator's booth is, and we can see him waving at the crowd over there. Cameras popping up, capturing the moment. You can see amongst all who are standing that regal pagdi, orange with pink hues.
Well, this is the moment to cherish. And not a single soul has left Kartavya Path because people anticipated that their Prime Minister is going to come close to those barricadings. He's going to come and meet them. He's walking now towards Rashtrapati Bhavan. He's almost taken 100 meters on the left side of the saluting days. And he waves to the other side now where children are seated. And what a response he gets from them.
I think that is the reason why, Manish, he is called and truly is the people's Prime Minister. The people love him, they want to see him, they want to follow him. And they have come here because, as you just mentioned, they knew that he will go and connect with the people. And he's not taking the car anymore. The cars, approximately 15 of them, moving at a speed at which the Prime Minister is walking, but he's just continuously treading across the Kartavya Path towards the President's house. And he's trying to meet each and every one of the people. This looks majestic.
Well, getting a glimpse of Hornaban Honowal, the former Chief Minister of Assam, getting a glimpse of Mr. Kiran Rijiju, Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji, knowing that their leader will be with the masses for a long time. They're slowly proceeding back from their seating arenas. Mr. Anurag Thakur with his wife now moving away from the seated arena. Joyous moments. There are people who want to click photographs with the cabinet ministers. But the Honorable Prime Minister still with the crowd. He's walked almost 200 meters on the left side of the saluting days towards the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Absolutely, and we have this spectacle right in front of us here, which is an absolute privilege. And we can see on the screens the Prime Minister waving at the crowds. And this is why we can see the sentiment in all the policy planning that he does for the nation. He takes with him the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. The Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi.
You're listening to this broadcast in Hindi and English on the channels of Akashvani. Also on the mobile app, News on AIR, and the YouTube channels. You can listen to it on the radio sets as well as the online mediums.
You also mentioned about the News on AIR app, so we are heard all over the globe. So all the listeners from Fiji to Canada, the African continent, the European, the Asian continent, we wish you our best wishes on the 75th Republic Day of India. Wherever you are, we wish you great luck, great health and prosperity as the Prime Minister still at Kartavya Path. He's not left his people, he's waving to the crowd.
And since times is so long that most of us cannot even remember, Akashvani has been bringing you the live coverages and so much more. Infotainment, entertainment and of course knowledge. The national celebration that started with the Pran Pratishtha at Ayodhya Dham and the Parakram Divas on the 23rd of January, the National Girl Child Day, and now the Republic Day. The PM, Manish, I tell you, he doesn't want to leave the people.
2 days later, don't forget to tune in to the 109th episode of the Man Ki Baat.
Another connect of the Prime Minister, which makes sure that wherever he is, his thought process gets to his people across the country. And on this Platinum Republic Day today, let us pledge to perform our fundamental duties as legislated by the Constitution, righteously as citizens, and take the oath of making our nation even greater and taking it to glorious heights. The Honorable Prime Minister, walking down the Kartavya Path, waving to the crowds, changing course across the Kartavya Path, at times onto the stands on the left, and then onto the stands on the right. And wherever he goes, you can see little children, adults, all reaching out, trying to touch him and get his attention. The Honorable Prime Minister now moving towards his vehicle and boarding his vehicle.
That's almost half a kilometer towards Rashtrapati Bhavan on the Kartavya Path. He's still waving to the crowd. He's not yet boarded. And people love watching him waving their Prime Minister.
Uttaram yat samudrasya himatreshchaiv dakshinam varsham tad bharatam nam bharati yatra santatihi. The great land which has the Himalayas on to the north, and protecting its interests are the great seas at the south. That great land is Bharat. And the ones residing here are two true Bharatis.
At the same time, Raksha Mantri ji is now approaching his carcade, greeted by the Raksha Rajya Mantri and the other dignitaries as he boards his car. And what a performance it has been at the Kartavya Path today. Magnificent, magnanimous, superior than any other force. The Indian Republic Day at its best today at Kartavya Path.
And ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap this great extravaganza and its live coverage, I would like to thank some people without whom this would never ever have been possible. First of all, the technical team, Jitendra Purthi, Shantanu Ghosh, Ram Avdar, Harish Chandra Joshi, Shaktidhar Dhyani, Ashok Mishra, Subruto Malik, Neeraj Tirki, Babulal Meena, Bhagwan Singh, Moor Mukut, Nakul Kumar.
Also in order, Shri Tejinder Singh, Shri Prakash Chandra Thaplial, Shri Kamal Singh, Shri Sumit Katiyar, Shri Sanjay Jain, Shri Ram Sharma, Shri Narendra Nath, Shri Sushil Kumar, Shri Vishnu Tiwari, Shri Atul Kumar, Kiran Pal Singh, Ripan Kumar, Rajesh Kumar, Hemraj Meena and Vishal ji.
Not to forget the head of program, Manohar Singh Rawat, our program team members, Vivek Kumar Tomar, Gaurav Chandra and Jagmohan Singh. and the program coordinator, Pramod Kumar Vats.
Ladies and gentlemen, I, Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastav, along with my fellow commentators Bhuvan Apurv Jha, Anup Kaur and Munish Jolly, say Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. That's all from us right now from the commentators booth. And now let's go back to the studios of Akashvani.
You are listening to the running commentary